Runners to your mark. Set.
Some may see a sprinter. At the NFHS, we see a future leader already off to the races. Some may see a volleyball player.
Good hit! Way to go, girls! Woo!
At the NFHS, we see a spike in confidence that will help her achieve her potential. What else do we see? Musicians learning to march to their own beat. We're the NFHS, the national leader and advocate for high school athletics and activities in America, helping today's teenagers develop the skills they need to become tomorrow's leaders. And we see it happening in communities across Wisconsin every single day. Learn more about the NFHS commitment to youth at nfhs.org. This message presented by the NFHS, the National Federation of State High School Associations.
We are Fox Sports.
I'm Doug Russell. We start at American Family Field. The Brewers began their matinee with a bang.
2-2. Fly ball left center. It's clipped. It is back. It is gone. Christian Yelich exits stage left. His fourth home run of the year. He goes the opposite way against Liberatore.
Jeff Levering on the call on Brewers TV. Then Jacob Misiorowski took over, taking a no-hitter into the sixth. The final score 5-1. The Brewers take game one over the Cardinals. As for Miz, 7 innings of work, scattering 2 hits, giving up 1 earned run, and 12 strikeouts against just 1 walk. Same 2 teams again tonight. NBA playoffs, the Knicks are headed to the finals for the first time this century. They clobber the Cavaliers 130-93 to complete the 4-game sweep. Coming up tonight, pivotal game 5 between the Spurs and the Thunder. That series is tied up at 2 games apiece. And the Packers begin OTAs today in Green Bay. The Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with the number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, Biller for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 yes. You got to cut and crack. Now it's cut and crack. Red, right, 18 Bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all the board got to do. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? Hey, yo. 1, 2, 3. Keep doing what you're doing. Sit our guys after and make the play. Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, B hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
This is it. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
It's a glorious Tuesday in the good land, a Tuesday that feels like a Monday. Welcome in whatever day it is. Today's edition of the Huddle on Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is going to Rock Rivers, Shake Lakes, and, question authority as much as we can. Drew Wilson, Bill Schmid, Armen Sarian, everybody are refreshed and relaxed after Memorial Day weekend?
Always do. And Drew, that's going to be the conundrum all week long, figuring out what day it is, where the internal clock ends up being. But a very rested and rejuvenated weekend. Always good to be hanging out, get some good perspective, and some sunshine and heat across the good land makes it even better.
Spectacular. And boys, we had the Brewers play the Dodgers. Didn't go well in the back end of that series. They won Friday night. They won again yesterday, but the Cubs have lost 9 in a row.
That's a glorious thing.
Schadenfreude. They've had two 10-game winning streaks this year. Let's make the grand gesture. Let's balance it out with a 10-game losing streak. Let's lose another one.
A holy 87 crew of the Cubs. I love that. I love that ode to team streak. They're like, we might as well just be Dr. Jekyll and Mr. Hyde all year long and have some fun and keep everybody guessing and keep the breed Yellows in business there on the Instagram.
Oh, she's still in business. I mean, just when she needs to get the engagement, she knows where to get it. But that's besides the point. Billy, you're right, though. You did mention the 87 Brewers. It's kind of funny. Because that was last year, your thing for the Brewers for a while last year, until they just got white hot all through the end of the year. It was like, hey, that was the other team streak. But this one is really crazy. I mean, when you're not even into June yet and you already have 3 streaks like that, it is pretty remarkable. So, hey, that's baseball, right? Winning streaks and losing streaks. But it's pretty amazing to see a team that was so hot for a while now just can't win a game at all. But that's why we watch sports. That's baseball, right?
Gotta love it. Hashtag baseball, hashtag sports. Now, we've also come a long way, and here we are. It's May 26th. Pretty soon. Like we'll be on to June.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty wild,
flew through this month.
Just flew
through May. But we are on the cusp of going from last year, the kerfuffle around the Midsummer Classic and Miz's involvement, going from where it was debatable whether he belonged in the All-Star game after 6 big league appearances last year. Now it's like, if he doesn't start, there's going to be a federal investigation.
It's incredible. I heard Mookie Betts sat down with Miz at the Pfister this past weekend while the Dodgers were in town for his podcast. And he made a joke of it, Drew, where he laughed. He's like, so last year you were in the All-Star game after 5 games. Not going to be yelling about it now, but how did you deal with that? Because in the phenomenon feel that it was, 6 innings of no-hit ball to start and then perfect in Minnesota until the homer welcomed him into the big leagues. He has somehow been better in 2026 consistently, and 31 1/3 innings pitched across 5 starts in the month of May. We say Miz Day has been win day. The month of May is Miz month because my man was just untouchable throughout with a .29 ERA in the month. That's disgusting.
Yeah, nearly got the scoreless month, but yesterday gave up that run. So that would have been it. That would have been the zeros all the way through. And the only thing laughable now, the only thing people are laughing at now is trying to hit that 103 mile an hour plus fastball. He's certainly backed up what he did last year and all those things. And now he's past Skeens, I think, in the betting market for Cy Young. Sanchez is still the favorite, I think, Christopher Sanchez. But it'd be hard-pressed not to see that path for him if he keeps going this way. What he's doing is truly remarkable and a sight to behold, I would say.
He threw 57 pitches in triple digits yesterday.
Crazy.
And the heater was working, didn't really need a lot of other stuff because he's just throwing that top of the zone heater and saying, here, hit it.
Just crazy.
Unbelievable.
Sustaining that over 7 innings, then that's the other thing. He got through 90-plus pitches. That's one thing we kind of hadn't seen yet was, can he stretch it out for that type of performance? And, boy, when that happens, you always get a little nervous. It's like, this guy really taxing it, for this long, but he was able to do it yesterday. He was on point. So,
all right. So anybody who took the defeatist attitude, you negative Eeyores out there saying, "Oh, the Brewers can't beat the Dodgers." Mm-hmm. Well, when they won Friday night, that pushed their winning streak to like 10 in a row regular season over the Dodgers.
That sounds right. Yep. And
then they get spanked. It's just slapped back to earth on Saturday and Sunday. But now you can make the case both ways. But the Brewers this wasn't their playoff rotation per se, right? So it's like you would. In a playoff series, the Dodgers are going to see Miz. They're going to see Harrison. They're going to see the top of the rotation. But the Dodgers are still really good. And by God, there's rumors now that they might trade for Tarek Skubal, in which case we might as well just make the whole rest of the years for second place.
Well, why would you not? I mean, at that point, you might as well, right? You just signed Kyle Tucker to $60 million. He hits 2 triples over the weekend, and it just this disgusting amount of talent, Drew. And it was funny to actually look at the lineup card on the jumbotron on Friday and on Saturday and Sunday because you just laugh. You're like, this is a collection of 5 or 6 of the best players of a generation.
Yeah.
All on the same team, all wearing the same Dodger blue. It is incredible.
You look at their meanwhile back here among the Tyrant Strip Club ad guys, the guys that don't sell a lot of jerseys. Like if you took Max Muncy and put him on the Brewers, he'd be over the moon.
Yes.
Like, oh, we got our third baseman's got some pop. He's a good player. This is amazing.
Well, and how
like an afterthought in that roster. It's like, oh yeah, they got him too. Jeez, don't want to face him with guys on base.
And how disrespectful is their bullpen? What did they not giving up a run in like 30 innings or something like that? It was like a new Dodger record they kept flashing up on the screen. Yeah, no, you can't have everything.
Right.
You get the greatest lineup ever created since Murderer's Row, and now all you get is an untouchable bullpen. That was the thing last year, as bolted into the wall that I just kept hanging my hat on. Was like, Brewers can touch up that bullpen. if they can ever see it.
If they can get
if they can ever get to it. I think the bullpen threw one inning in Milwaukee across the Snell and Yamamoto starts in the CS. And now it's unhittable. So Andrew Friedman was luckily enough able to rectify that, because God bless him. I don't know how Dodger fans sat through those 7th and 8th innings. But the that's baseball moment and thinking back, knowing that this rotation will be much different, and maybe it'll be a Henderson, hopefully a Woodruff, Miz, Harrison. That 1, 2, 3 is going to go up, and I'll line up against anybody if we can make it with that crew to the postseason, because God bless Brandon Sproat. And I know that Murph said on Sunday, laughable, y'all think we're taking him out of the rotation. All right. It's comical that you think that he's not getting another start. He is in this rotation because he's going to be good. He's going to be legit. He's luckily not going to be one of your 3 starters in the playoffs, because they have a front line that's just as good, if not better, than any other one you're lining up in ball.
Yeah, that is a good point about the bullpen, Billy. You didn't think about that, but like the bullpen, in different spots, the middle bullpen, middle relief, it can be just in general like the soft underbelly of teams, or at least like the teams. It can be the most random parts of teams, if that makes sense. Sometimes bullpen can go in, can go out. Guys you think that are good aren't consistent from year to year. But when you have a team that good, and then you also happen to have a bullpen that just turns out to be super awesome. Oh, by the way, Tanner Scott, like all these guys, it's just it is pretty impressive. Like, you're going to be good and you're going to have good fortune. Like, things are going to go your way too. Man, what a charmed life they're leading over there. So the Dodgers do have things going for them right now. There's no question about it. And that's a funny observation you made about the bullpen.
Yeah, you think the Dodgers?
They got it going on. They figured out. I think they figured out this baseball thing.
Yeah,
they figured out the baseball. And luckily enough, the Brewers will only have to see them 3 or 4 more times during the regular season. But when Jacob Misiorowski is pumping that kind of gas throughout the entire afternoon, a good time to be thanking America and praising Matt Arnold for understanding when to grab him in the 63rd pick overall, because he is a hilarious human being. And the Buddy the Elf from Giannis, Drew, that we enjoyed so long.
Oh, yeah.
Does it feel like it's transferring a little bit over to the Pokemon man of Jacob Misiorowski?
Does a little bit.
It feels like he's getting we're protecting this young man at all costs. However, we're just going to let you know that he's a little nerdy while he's throwing 103 right by your face. It's almost like just rubbing it in and twisting the knife just a tick. Another day where he throws 10 plus Ks, and somehow I laugh about it each time. I feel like we've asked, does he get better? Can he get better? 57 pitches over 100. Is that the ceiling, or is that just the new norm of what he can end up touching?
That's a great question. We shall see. Stay tuned. We'll have Hunter Baumgart's recap. In fact, Hunter Baumgart's going to join the program today. Talk a little Brewers.
That's going to be fun.
Got to win the series, though. Got to keep winning series. Keep clicking them off. They took a step back with that loss against the Dodgers. But hey, here come the Cardinals. And you guys, sometimes I have deep thoughts while in the shower or driving to the Megaplex.
Those are usually where I do my best thinking.
Deep
that
thoughts.
or on the
and on the throne.
Yeah.
When you're signaling for the curve.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I was thinking about the whole landscape of this Milwaukee, Chicago, Brewers, Cubs thing, and it's so front of mind for us for obvious reasons, right? But then I think about the history of it, and I think about the way that I think of the Cardinals. In many ways, for many years, I've thought that the Cardinals are kind of like the Packers of baseball. This monolithic team with all the 100-year history and going back to the Gas House Gang and all the black and white photos and stuff, and the majesty of opening day and their market penetration and the fervent fans and people who wear red and people who treat Busch Stadium and the ballpark village like it's a church.
Yes,
that's their Lambeau, and it's
a great comparison.
There are very many parallels. But then I thought about in the landscape of things, the Brewers. You're gonna have to feel me on this one.
All right.
When it comes to the Chicago rivalry landscape, the Brewers are the Minnesota Vikings. Because Cubs Cardinals was and always will be the hated, bitter rivalry with all the history.
It's Packers Bears.
It's gone dormant. Because the Cardinals and Cubs haven't been good kind of concurrently in a while. They had the Sosa McGuire thing. They haven't been like Have they had playoff battles? Have they had like what the Brewers have had recently with the Cubs?
I can't think so.
Divisional
No.
battles. So it's been a while for that. But like that's the sleeping giant. And right now, Cubs fans screw Milwaukee, and it's tied in with the Packers too. The Brewers get tied in with the Packers, so there's baggage there. But in terms of if the Cardinals get good and they look like they're on their way, they're still evolving. They got some good players there.
They got some really nice young players in that lineup.
I think
big time.
the recent years were they kind of rock bottom for them. They've got some good players in that lineup, and they're on their way back. I don't think that they're as good as the Brewers right now. Obviously, like in terms of standings, just even for the long haul.
Yeah.
The Cardinals remind me of when the Brewers were the upstarts, and it was this time of year, and all the Cardinals guys be like, your team is nice, but they won't be around in August.
Yeah. But we're excited to be able to take a couple of those bullpen guys off of you. Yep.
Yes. But right now, the Cubs-Cardinals rivalry is Packers-Bears, and it's lying dormant, and Brewers-Cubs is Packers-Vikings. And so for a generation of people, that's the rival. We hate them. They're closer. But if the Cardinals get good, it's going to swing back around to what we're seeing now, whereas it's like, the Vikings, we don't really like them, but it's the Bears now.
Yeah, we can't stand them.
The Bears are the team that beat them and unseated them. So that was my theory driving in. Is my logic flawed?
No, and I think there's even more parallels that you can throw in here, right? Because the Bears and Packers, despite putting just some really awful matchups and displays of professional tackle football on the field in prime time for about a decade and a half, networks were still putting it on there. Just like, I guess I can't say that I've tapped in much on the new Sunday Night Baseball. But how's Brewers and Dodgers rematch of the NLCS from a year ago not on Sunday Night Baseball? Because they don't necessarily care. Now, how many times will there be Cubs and Cardinals? Probably once or twice a year because of the two brands going back and forth. And that matchup will hit people from ages 12 to 82, right? Because you will remember all of the years that have spanned through. And it's a great comparison. Also, the Favre Council comparison and marriage brings that Vikings parallel right alongside.
I like that.
Yeah, and I think even though I think in your scenario, the Cubs are the Packers, which is hard for me to stomach, I think metaphorically, I think it's totally accurate because
he said the Cardinals are the Packers.
Oh, the Cardinals are the Packers.
Yeah. In this
and not listen to the start of the whole thing?
I did, but the way I think of it is the Cubs are the Packers are the Vikings are the Brewers, right? In this scenario, the Brewers are annoying the Cubs like the Vikings have annoyed the Packers. I guess that's my comparison here. Because lately it's been the Vikings. Lately it's been the Brewers annoying the Cubs.
Yes, that's what I'm saying. But they're historic rival.
Yeah, but I guess I think of the Vikings that way. And more, I think of the Vikings annoying the Packers more than the Bears in more recent vintage, except for this last year, I guess, with Caleb and company starting to become good again. But I understand what you're saying. I guess in my
you just don't want to give any bit of shred of credit to anybody other than a Wisconsin team.
Well, no, it's not totally
or good standing.
I just
better standing. I like that one.
The Vikings are the team that I really despise because they're just bothering me all the time. Whereas I see Bears Packers as that traditional rivalry, like Cubs Cardinals. So I think if I was thinking of it that way as a Cubs fan, I would look at the Vikings.
How have the Vikings annoyed you the last couple of years?
The last couple they haven't, but just in the last 10, the last 8 to 10 they have. They've been the team I've just had this special distaste for.
Right. That's why. So the Brewers are the team that
the Cubs fans right now, they don't really care that much about the Cardinals. Cardinals are kind of beneath them. And who cares? But it's, it's the flavor of the day. We're a short attention span society. But I'm just saying, if the Cardinals get good and the Cubs battle them, Cubs fans, the game that they want to go to is not Milwaukee, it's St. Louis, because that's the team that they really hate. It's just been covered up and camouflaged by the fact that they haven't been competing in high level.
Yeah, and also it shows the separations of that state, right? Where like even though the South Side, that's like the South Side of Chicago. I don't know that anybody in Jacksonville, Illinois watches the White Sox. Right, like I don't know that anybody in Springfield really cares about the White Sox.
And it's all Cardinals.
It's all Cardinals and Cubs, right? So like that blending together.
State Illinois is not just Chicago, right?
Even though you think like, oh, I'm from Southern Illinois. Oh, okay, so you're from one of the southern suburbs. Like they almost have it like the line of demarcation is through the Ryan Freeway, and that's just not necessarily the case. I do think one of my favorite parts of. One of my favorite parts of the comparison is the fact that we get to be the annoying pest that you just can't swat.
Yeah.
The gnat that just keeps hitting you and you just can't swat it, even though you're on 15-1 and drumming teams in the regular season. Yeah, sure. You get sculled by the New York Giants in the NFC Championship game. The comparison is actually really good if you keep thinking about the Packers and the Vikings.
Yeah.
I don't like how good it is, but there's a lot more parallels that would match up even better.
Yeah. How often have the Packers and Vikings played in the playoffs? Because that's a part of it.
3 or 4 times.
4 times.
The Joe Webb
game. It was never like
the Randy Moss game, the Joe Webb game. It's happened at least 3 times.
And they played the Bears a couple of times. Notably,
the Bears they've played the Bears 3 times, twice in the modern era, once back in the 40s, and then the 3 times against the Vikings.
And
so the same
more
amount of matchups.
super recent vintage, obviously fresh in our minds, is the Bears Packers and the NFC Championship game, I would say. But in the driver, Javon Walker, kind of like the mid 2000s, we were picking up the Vikings a lot. It seemed like.
You mentioned Sunday Night Baseball, Billy. Last night, they served up Yankees at Royals because Yankees.
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah, that's a good one.
But I bet if they had a do-over, the idea of having Miz pitch, and especially like when you got guys like Passan and Buster Olney and my nerdy buddies, they would
they would have been
to,
salivating.
I mean,
that.
they would have been all in on building the whole show around Misiorowski yesterday.
And I think you're starting to see more and more national outfits doing just that, right? They're like, hey, if anybody's not watching this superhuman Pokemon that's throwing pitches for the Brewers, you might want to watch how wild this extension is and all this nonsense that he's got. Because that 103 we're seeing a lot of guys throw 100-mile-an-hour gas. It looks different coming from that 6'7" frame.
It certainly does. He didn't have to throw a lot of other pitches yesterday. It was mostly the heater.
That's got to be
just the heater, Ricky.
That's got to just be the best feeling. I mean, that's like playing basketball and all you're doing is calling for the ball in the paint.
Yeah.
Let me see that thing one more time.
Just gonna dunk over.
Hey, let me see that thing one more time.
Not stopping me.
Quick little hook, quick little baby
amazing.
hook, and you're just drumming these guys left and right. That's got to be a good time.
All right, so it's a Tuesday that feels like a Monday because we're all back at it after, most of us didn't work yesterday, and it was glorious.
I was doing some real work on that Traeger, though. I'll tell you that much right
glorious.
now.
We'll talk about our weekends, but because we missed the Monday program and because we love our smart, good-looking listeners, and Dolph isn't here, we're going to take some game balls and kicks to the balls today.
I love it.
So, game balls and kicks to the balls and buying or selling, smashing together the chocolate and the peanut butter.
Why not?
Because now we're into summer mode. Now that we're past Memorial Day, it's like you wonder today feels like it's a Tuesday that feels like a Monday. Well, the compass is off all summer because you never really know what that is because you take
100%.
weird days off. You're on vacation.
Yeah,
you're squeezing it in. So it's going to be fun. Thursdays sometimes feel like Fridays in the summer if you hit the right spots and go out the right places.
The Friday Junior is Friday Senior.
Right vibe going. Yes. And then before you know it, we're on to Summerfest and that starts on Thursday and that's it.
Flying by.
We had Bratfest in Madison. I want to hear from people who were there at the 608, a huge festival that's kind of under the radar in much of the state, not in Madison, but I want to hear from folks who are at Bratfest. You can hit us up at 877-794-1973. You are in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
2. Fly ball left center. It's clipped. It is back. It is gone. Christian Yelich exits stage left. Fourth home run of the year. He goes the opposite way against Liberatore.
Brewers TV, yesterday's opening salvo from Christian Yelich. Life is good when Yelich homers in the first inning. Brewers getting off to good starts. That's a good thing to do when you got good pitching. Give them some runs early and let the pitchers do their thing.
Yeah, get the runs early and then just shut it down, which is not necessarily the worst thing. You can tack on a couple later on in the game, but when your big man's going to give you a pop like that, it'll be a lot easier to feel confident rolling through. I mean, that man, when he has a swing like that rolling, and we've seen a couple that have connected to a different level, that one just sneaks over. But that power bat to left field is that's when you know he's rolling right.
Yeah, it's so important to see that, because I feel like this team's just not going to hit a lot of home runs. So when Yelich hits them, it's important because you count on him to do it. A lot of fans count on him to do it, and no matter if it's right or wrong, people are always going to look to him to take care of business when you need it because of the contract. So it's great to see him, and Bailey mentioned it's so true. When you see him flashing power to all fields, you know he's feeling good, and that's always the looming specter of in the back of your mind with Yelich. So really
he's
important.
Hitting 262, slugging 800. He's
slugging 800.
Yeah,
800 OPS.
That would be wild if he's
slugging OPS 800,
wild.
Which is good.
That right? I mean, that's borderline all-star number, isn't it? Right? Like the 700 is kind of major league average, maybe a tick above it.
Who's the highest OPS in the Brewers right now?
Bryce Strang?
Yeah.
Gotta be.
I was gonna say him or William. Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, and Contreras still hasn't really found the power stroke, as we were mentioning a little bit yesterday. It feels like last week feels like he's starting to get there.
Yep.
But I mean, the hit parade that he has been on has just been next level.
He's mashing right now, and the offense looks more functional. But yeah, the Brewers, those tack-on runs in the 6th and 7th yesterday were big, but the 3 runs to start was all Miz needed. Brewers win 5-1. Cardinals only had 2 hits. We've seen games where the Cardinals had 2 hits and an error. The other day, the Brewers played a team that had 3 errors and 2 hits. Like, come on.
Yeah, and listen, as long as the Brewers aren't walking 23 guys and across 3 games like they did the Dodgers this weekend, you're going to win most games. You're going to be able to have a lot more success, especially that guy starts locating it, and he has been all month, 5 straight starts, 31 1/3 innings pitched, and he's given up 1 run. And debatably, I think the lack of walks is almost the bigger stat for Miz for how many control problems you kind of felt like he was going to have. You saw early on, there's 6 walks in the month. That's crazy.
I was at his start before this one and at home, and he didn't even get to 3 ball counts.
Barely at all, yeah.
Barely. And that's a lot of that is because guys got to swing early against him. You don't want to get deep in a count against this dude because if you have to guess fastball or slider, you're already cooked. You have to hope to hit the first straight one you see. You kind of got to try to put it in play.
And I was so happy for him with that little when he dropped that curve. I think it was to end the 6th inning, maybe.
Oh man, it's like 85 miles an hour.
And he turns around because he knows that he's going to show him up, and he does I just hit a sweet step back jumper in your face. Takes a deep breath. Oh, he was feeling himself out there, and that kind of confidence, that swagger is palpable. It's also a little thunder and lightning because now Kyle Harrison, just like SGA, just all substance, going to run out there tonight and just shove for 6 or 7 innings and smile and probably be as emotionless as any human being as I've ever seen, which I love the stoic nature as well.
Yeah, no reaction. He always looks annoyed when he's coming off the mound when he pitches a great inning for some reason. Kyle Harrison's always like, man, like looking annoyed like that. That George Costanza got a fake looking busy at work to make people make sure no matter what he does, he's mowing down hitters. He always looks annoyed. So I like that thunder and lightning. And Miz definitely has that kind of swagger and excitement about him, although in the most gangly kind of dorky style you can get, which I think will serve him well. It's already served him well in big games. But you're right, Drew. It's the reduction of the walks and the control that's been the biggest change in him over his last year when he shot on the scene. He had that amazing start, obviously, then hit that rough patch and then pitched well again in the playoffs. But the inconsistency last year was mostly because of the control. And the fact is, when hitters in the back of their mind know that he's controlling the ball well. It makes them approach the at bat a lot differently. It makes them, makes Miz that much more dangerous and much more of a threat because they know, I can't just sit on these pitches anymore. Hope he sprays it wild. And Miz has reduced that a lot, and everything else has fallen into place for him.
You can reach us.
Beautiful to see.
At 877-794-1973, NicoletLaw.com. Talk and text line. We're going to take your buy or sell propositions as well as game balls and kicks of the balls because we missed a Monday show. Everybody was just chilling. Game balls, kicks of the balls. But first, let's take a listen to Hunter Baumgart's recap of the proceedings yesterday at American Family Field. Our baseball correspondent will join us at 7:25 today. Take it away, Hunter.
Thanks, guys. It was another magnificent performance from Jacob Misiorowski, this time on Memorial Day, as the Brewers get the 5-1 win over the St. Louis Cardinals. Misiorowski now with 100 strikeouts on the season. That leads Major League Baseball. He had 12 strikeouts, only allowed 1 run over 7 innings yesterday. 12 strikeouts ties his career high. He did it against the Dodgers last July, which is crazy to think about. In his first month in the majors, he set his career high of 12 against a team like the LA Dodgers. But this year might even be more impressive. 100 strikeouts on the season. That leads Major League Baseball. 5 games with 10-plus strikeouts this season for Miz. That also leads Major League Baseball. He talked about why the fastball was working so well yesterday.
Relying on the heater and, trusting that I can get away with heaters up.
You mentioned leaning on that fastball a lot and feeling good about it. Is today up there for the most that you've been able to rely on that pitch in an outing?
I felt normal. Obviously I threw it a little more than usual, but it was working, so that was normal, usage, I feel.
Now, one of the things Jacob Misiorowski needed to work on, of course, was his control, right? The walks needed to come down. That has happened this season. Brewers manager Pat Murphy talked about why the walks have come down and the control has gotten better.
It's all about having that consistent delivery and that consistent focus and, like I said, the consistent timing, and it really seems like he has it. It was magnificent. One of the best performances I've seen in a long time.
Pretty high praise there at the end from his manager, that's for sure, and he deserves it. Brewers will try to go for the series win tonight, 6:40 at American Family Field. I'll have you for the baseball pregame show on Fox Sports 920 at 5:30. Kyle Harrison on the mound for the Brewers. This report brought to you by Import Minded, your trusted choice for exceptional vehicle care on South 27th, just north of 894. Back to you guys.
Well done, Hunter Baumgardt.
Always amazing by Hunter.
Splicing in some clips there, looking sharp.
Love when Miz, he did look good in that,
video people.
Short sleeve. It's hot. When Hunter's wearing short sleeves, it's pretty warm out there. I love Miz casually saying, was this the best you've ever, or most of you relied on the fast, or my best? No, it's just normal for me. This is business as usual. I can always throw that thing up there. That was pretty good. I like that.
Nice to know I can get away with heaters up. Nice to know I can get away with heaters up. I think you're gonna get away with a lot when you're pumping it
throwing
that fast
and throwing strikes everywhere.
Throwing it like that, it'll be good. Also, the ESPN is finding new super special graphics for the speed, because now they have flamed numbers to make sure that you don't only show 103. Drew, it's way cooler when you show fire 103.4 with fire, 102.9 with fire. So Miz is working out these graphics departments as well. So I hope he understands the kind of stress he's putting people under.
Gave us a T-shirt slogan too. That's what I do. I throw hard.
That's what I do. I throw hard.
That's perfect.
I throw hard.
I throw hard.
Man. That's a beautiful one. I throw hard. And also, I don't know if Miz is a tattoo guy. That might be a tat that you want to get if you're sitting there. And also, we've had a number of different talk and text line messages throughout the weekend. And as much as we're excited and celebrating the starting pitching and Jacob Misiorowski, Drew, we're always looking to get better. We're always looking to get better. Joey Ortiz taking some absolute arrows on the talk and text line over the weekend. While we're not even on the air discussing Brewers and Dodgers, people are in here calling for Luis Rengifo and Joey Ortiz. I was at the game on Friday and Sunday. Very similar sentiment every single time those guys came up, that there was a feeling that people were anticipating you're seeing some of the final at-bats. I guess I wouldn't be so sure, especially Rengifo. But the thought that you could still improve, the defense will definitely take a little bit of a step back whenever Joey Ortiz isn't on the field. But there's a lot of people believing that there are even better days for this Brewers team, because the thought is Jet Williams and Cooper Pratt are going to come up here and immediately be Alex Rodriguez and Derek Jeter, which I love the idea of.
Or be Caleb Durbin.
find somebody to hit 270, and you might have a totally different looking offense there at the bottom of the order.
Completely. But again, it's like, if they had better production out of the left side of the infield, they might be in first place.
They might.
They might be in first place.
That's the thing, yeah.
But we're battling for that 2 seed, right? We want to stay out of that wild card round because now officially you're not going to get made fun of by the hardest of hardcore baseball fans for looking at the standings. We can finally wake up today and look at the schedule, look at the standings, and not have the almighties say, well, that's a fool's errand. At this point, now we're in. Now we got to be figuring this out.
You are past the threshold for most. There's no question. You can do that now. I get it. I mean, there's room to improve on the offense, and it seems to be glaring at those spots. But it seems to me that there's usually you rarely have a perfect lineup offensively. So there's always going to be spots where fans can say, we could get better here, we could get better here. But you have to really wonder about the defense that Ortiz brings now. And it's getting to be so good, in my opinion, that I think you have to wonder that, would it be a good decision? Even if you replaced him with a bat that was maybe 100 points better than OPS, is it worth it to take away the glove that he's giving you on the field? I don't know. He's making it tough. I think he's making it tough for some when they see that to say, you know what, that is a pretty good glove. But he's going to be the lightning rod, right? And there's always going to be people who say, send this guy down now, bring these other guys up. We can become better. We can be the 27 Yankees. I get it. We get excited.
I don't know that we're asking to be the 27 Yankees. I think we're just asking to have somebody hitting above the Mendoza line.
Well, we don't care about it in right field, but we care about it on the left side of the infield. But I get it. It's a different situation. I understand. It is what it is, right? There's option. There's always ways to make your team better.
Sal's also not going to be playing every day. Right now that everybody's healthy, I think it's pretty clear that you're going to find different days where Sal Frelick's just not going to be in the lineup. But Joey Ortiz will be. They're going to find a way just to make sure that he's in the lineup just about every single day.
Well, he's their best option there right now. So yes, you would expect that.
Rengifo and Sal are two of the bottom 10 hitters in the major leagues to this juncture. Early a lot of ball game left for 50 games in, so hard to read too much into because regression is real in baseball and guys have bad starts and just happens.
Things change.
Yeah, but I guess I will. I won't hold my breath for the Joey Ortiz offensive resurgence to come through.
Yeah, I agree.
I totally agree that there's definitely room for that he could definitely flare up and he could have a great month. I will believe that when I see it.
It probably won't get much better. The history has shown us that. Although he did have more power that first year, but can you get him
he's a 229 career hitter.
Right. It is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, again, and I know that it rubs some people the wrong. I don't think that anybody's being mean to the young man. But at this point, you get enough opportunities and you're going to hopefully be able to find somebody with a little bit more productive bat there. And I don't know that you're going to be all of a sudden booting balls left and right and become one of the worst infields of all time if you don't have Joey Ortiz there at shortstop. Maybe I am wrong.
Ortiz is 27, so should be at the peak of his athleticism and prowess at this juncture.
Yeah, this would be the time that you're hitting.
But this is
defensively though. He is showing that part.
He is, but
it's been his best year ever defensively.
And that's the other thing too. Is again, the Brewers have the metrics. How many runs is he saving this pitching staff, and is it offset the lack of offense? Right now, absolutely it does. Turning ground balls into outs and turning double plays when other teams don't.
But above replacement, because isn't that why they gave Cooper Pratt the $50 million? Because he's just as good, if not better, defensively at shortstop.
That's the idea.
That would be the idea. Then at what point do we start thinking we try that idea?
Yeah, we'll see. But again, I've seen guys that with good glove reputations come up to the big leagues, and it's a different game. Put the third deck on the stadium, and it might take a little bit. There will be some hiccups. So.
To your point, though, it's definitely easier to have these discussions when you're winning and you're in first place and the team's winning, because it's like, you know what, we can afford to wait it out and see what happens.
Cubs are taking on water, and they're bringing up kids from the minor leagues and throwing them in there, hoping to catch a spark.
They're just feeling the pressure, right? And teams that are struggling right now that think they're winning, if they do have a good prospect, the voices get louder and louder. So, well, bring this guy up. What are we doing? Are we trying to win? Yeah, exactly. We have a hole here.
But you've now given him 2 months, right? And at that point, you get enough of a chance. You're now getting a third of the season, and at that point, it's going to have to be put up or shut up time. I don't know that it's just listening to the drum beat. I think this is a lot of time what you were planning on giving it, and giving him in particular. And now you have to start making some decisions. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe they ride through it with all the way to the All-Star break. But I would anticipate that you start looking even more eagerly at trying to find some kind of opportunities to get better there, because you have to try. You got too good of a team to just say, well, we have 7 really, really productive spots in the lineup.
Yeah, you try and fill it out all the way.
Yeah,
absolutely.
Make the lineup longer. All right, 877-794-1973. Buying and selling and game balls and kicks of the balls. You can get them to us. Once again, no Dolph today. He took that veteran move, extended his vacation. He gets a game ball.
I think there's a lot of people that are going to extend the vacation. Even if they show up today, they're still extending the vacation.
He gets a game ball for that. But that's okay, because Hunter Baumgardt joins us at 7:25 to talk Brewers. We're also going to talk about what happened in the National Basketball Association. Hate to say we told you so, but we told you so. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Tuesday edition of the Huddle, rolling along from headquarters. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you. Reach us on the NicoletLaw.com talk and text line 877-794-1973. Firing up game balls and kicks the balls. I know it's Tuesday, but Armen, you got any sounders for us? What does a game ball sound like today?
Yeah, just give me a second here, guys. I've got sounders for both.
Well, outstanding, because we call it an audible because we don't want to cheat people out of the chance to give out game balls and kicks, because we missed the Monday show. Everybody was just chilling. Whether you were watching the Brewers or whatever, just hanging out, spending time with family and friends, going to parades, doing the whole thing. Some people do their flower planting on Memorial Day.
Yeah, it's a big gardening weekend.
Big gardening weekend for many.
Bloomels, man.
I'm sure it was packed all over
the club,
the garden stores. So anyway, if you want to award a game ball on the program for a job well done, give a kudo and attaboy. This is that.
Once it's unfreezes here, guys. Sorry
there we
about
go.
that.
Come on now.
All right.
Once I get
leads to an ovation.
There we go. That was it right there.
That was it. I missed it.
Leads to an ovation.
Leads to an ovation.
Basically
Miz
the exit from Miz
There's Miz
12,
getting that after that last out in the 7th inning. All right. Conversely, kick to the balls today on the program sounds like this.
We got to play better.
There you have it.
Heard that before. Got to play better.
You could have picked that one out from any of the last week of games.
Could have been during his Brewers tenure, because I've heard that a few times when he was here with the
Great
Brewers.
point. Yeah,
a lot of those.
It's been the very common refrain.
Cubs have lost 9 in a row, and they don't have. They haven't won since the
PCA incident with the fiance.
That's right. It's the old. It's the curse of the fiance.
And now listen, there have been a lot of fiancés that may or may not have put curses on different individials, and some would say that they came and kind of ruined friendships and ruined relationships. But, hopefully this one's ruining the Cubs relationship.
Yeah.
Cubs, their offense, you look and people go through, look at these batting averages, how anemic they are, and they have a decent team. They had these 10-game winning streaks, but it was always like one guy's hot.
Mm-hmm.
Like Ian Happ is carrying them right now, right? And it's like, oh, okay. Or whoever it is, Michael Bush is playing them great. Or whoever it is, like somebody, they haven't had everybody hot at the same time. PCA hasn't been hot. Bregman, like they haven't.
Yeah, the break
clicked.
Well, in last year, Tucker started hot as a pistol, right? For the first 3 months, he was one of the best players in baseball. PCA was in the MVP conversation last year. And I do believe they're going to have a big run again in them. And PCA is going to get hot whenever he's able to clear this stuff up with the young lady at Sox Park and put that thing behind him, maybe. Or maybe the best days are behind him. I'm wish casting on that one, and I would love for that to be the case. I think you're seeing, though, a team, Drew, that does struggle, and I think we saw this a lot too last year with the Packers. When it's good, it is good. But when that thing starts sliding, they have been prone to the avalanche rolling down the mountain and not being able to stop that momentum against them. That's something you got to learn, I think, and I do believe they will. They have plenty of games to be able to do it. The Packers never were able to, though, right? Like, I mean, later into the year, it was exactly what bit them 5 straight times and ended up bouncing them out of the playoffs, was the fact that once things went awry, they were unable to course correct and get that train back onto the tracks.
Yeah, there is some solace you're taking now in that fact. I think the fact is there was a little bit of worry, at least for me, early May, late April, that this Cubs team could possibly just be an absolute freight train of a wagon that was going to waste everybody in the Central, go on, win 100+ games, and then that's all she wrote. But now it's like, all right, you see the losing streak, you see they have a potential to be a little paper mache, and that's what you enjoy saying, all right, maybe this isn't going to be a perfect team. They're going to be flawed. They might go back on streaks. They might win games again. There might be a battle throughout the summer, but at least we know they have some sort of flaws in them that make them prone to crumbling every now and then. And the reality is they're just missing so much from the pitching right now that if their offense is not more consistent, they're really going to be struggle to win a lot of games in a row. And that was Craig's refrain the rest of his presser when I was listening to that. It was basically, he said, we're more equipped to be much more consistent offensively than we're doing right now. So we have to hit better. which is always what Craig says. He's got to be better. So
it's also pitching for them too, because they're missing
so inconsistent.
Guys.
Right.
The sports books have finally taken full notice, guys, as the Brewers now at the Potawatomi Sportsbook minus 110.
All right.
To win the NL Central, the Cubs plus 190. The Cubs have been a resounding favorite throughout the entire season and off season leading in here, and the Brewers completely flipped the script. Now, part of that is because they're healthy, right? Like I think that's one of the biggest parts for the Brewers is stay healthy on that lineup, and you're going to be able to make this a very, very fun summer. But I do think, as fun as this is right now, and as much as I'm enjoying the Brewers in first place, I think they're going to trade blows back and forth through July and August, and it's going to set up for a heck of a summer between these two clubs.
Yeah, it'll be a battle.
Agreed.
I totally agree, Billy.
Agreed. All right, 877-794-1973, NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. Oh, we got plenty to unpack today. Game balls and kicks, buying and selling. We got the whole shot for you because, it's the Tuesday that feels like a Monday, and we're on to summer. It's already May 26th today.
Yeah, and let's also be honest with it. There's probably some people that are sneakily hungover today.
Very well could be.
Right, like where all of a sudden you wake up and you're like, goodness gracious, why is my head hurt?
You're right.
Oh, it was those 6 high lifes I had in the sun last night.
About that. Yeah.
Oh, it was sitting by the grill getting cooked by the oven. That's why.
That's what it was. Dehydration.
And the 5 or 6 PBRs that I had. That makes sense.
Amazing. Yes, indeed. All right. Hour 1 is in the books for this week. You're listening to The Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. The world is starting to take notice of young Brewers fireballer Jacob Misiorowski, the Cardinals' his latest victim, a holiday matinee 12 strikeout, 2-hit masterpiece.
Burleson pops it up. That is in play. Who wants it? Rengifo calls. And Brewers take game one against St. Louis. Miz, brilliant.
He's worked hard. He's earned it. And he continues to work hard in between starts. It's all about having that consistent delivery and that consistent focus. And like I said, the consistent timing. And it really seems like he has it. It was magnificent. One of the best performances I've seen in a long time.
Brewers manager Pat Murphy, 5-1 the final score. The Brewers beat the Cardinals in game one of their series. Miz gets the win. He's 5-2 on the season. Scattered 2 hits over 7 innings of work, striking out 12. Same 2 teams again tonight. NBA playoffs, the Knicks are headed to the finals for the first time since the Clinton administration. They complete their sweep over the Cavs 130-93. Hour 2 of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
With the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, then there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on one. Ready, Biller for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 dead. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 Bob on one. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We got exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to down to. Let's go out and kick the tape. All right? 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Send our guys after you and make the play.
Be right, all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, be hand, see puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
Zip. Don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
On this glorious Tuesday that feels like a Monday in the good land, welcome in. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you as best we can after the Memorial Day holiday. Oh, the long weekend was awesome. Having that bonus Sunday with nice weather.
Yeah,
the top.
It really is, Drew. It also is one of those my favorite moments right there on Sunday at about 6 or 7 o'clock when the scaries would really start settling in, and you just get that rush of energy of, wait a second,
I can sleep in again.
I can sleep in. We get another one of these things. We get another Sunday, and now sadly, it's a Sunday without NFL football. We're getting closer and closer to it. We have reached the halfway point of the NFL offseason, so we're getting into the countdown phase of the NFL offseason. We're getting closer and closer to kickoffs, but now you can enjoy the summer, you can enjoy the sunshine, and you get to enjoy, some barbecue and Misiorowski. That's a hell of a Monday.
That's got some OTAs right this week.
Yes, sir. Come on now. Big time football being done in shorts.
Organized team marketing activities.
And we're and listen, some great content activities as well, right? Because otherwise there'd be a lot of stories being written about the possibilities. At least you get a little quotes and some guys on the grass coming up today up at Lambeau Field.
Yeah, back on the grass. They're back on the field a little, even though they're in the underwear and everything like that. They're still out there playing, and great for the social media department to maybe get some early work in with the players, the interviews, the goofy stuff they're going to put on the internet. So nice to have the boys together again. And you mentioned the weather really turned, right? So it's probably my first game ball for the weekend is for the weather. It was a tough start to the weather, tough start to the weekend. You've had an ovation, right? For the end of Sunday and into yesterday. I think, turn it around. It's not how you start, it's how you finish.
It's how you finish.
Weather really turned it around well for a couple glorious couple days there.
Game balls and kicks, they can be about anything. They can be about sports. They can be about life. Game ball to my nephew Ross, hosting the family barbecue yesterday. First time host at his home. And he fired up some delicious slow-cooked ribs.
Let's go, Ross.
Billy, you'd have been proud.
Let's go. Ross and I both firing up the ribs. Yeah, that's a go.
Were incredible.
Dang, that is awesome. And there's not much better while everybody else is hanging out than you going grab that cutting board and just throw them slabs of ribs back there, and you
slabs and
walk
slabs.
right by everybody.
Oh man!
And they have to know. Wait,
And they were ready to go right when we arrived.
Oh,
that's the thing. And you let them know,
Great
like you
timing.
said,
Great timing.
You said, Billy, like you let them know, like this isn't any old barbecue. I'm not giving you any shriveled up wieners, or I'm not just giving you I'm not giving you a burnt burger that I pulled out of the frozen burger. You know what I mean?
Shriveled up.
There's no shriveled up wieners around it. I'm gonna walk right by on this nice wooden board, show you the meat, and let you know you can pick off some ribs. These are nice, slow cooked. Like, wow, I'm at some sort of gourmet barbecue situation going on here. That's when you let them know this is your opening salvo to know this is going to be a different kind of feast.
Yeah, you're in for it here today.
This is a different kind of
you're in for it here
experience.
today.
This is a different kind of treat. This is a different kind of hosting that I'm going to be doing here.
Now, Drew, very coincidentally, along with Ross's tailgate special and cookout that he fired up here, how about a game ball to the first person to grab a plate at the barbecue?
Yeah. Leads to an ovation.
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Because as Ross or potentially myself yesterday, when you are done, when you do have all of the food ready and you walk out and there's 12 or 13 or 20 people there and you say, food's ready, all in the kitchen.
Boom.
And then there's that
pause. No one wants to be
2,
first.
3. Like, hold on. Who's going to go and eat this
Everybody's
thing?
milling
I've
around.
already eaten 5 of these things. I've had a full plate back here while I'm cutting up the ribs. I'd like somebody else to eat it.
You had to sample while you're.
Someone's got to
Well, you
start.
got to make sure it's okay, right? You want to make sure it's not poisonous.
Someone's got to dive in. That's right.
Oh, there's nothing worse than sitting there wondering who's going to be the first guy or girl to go and grab the plate, to the point where my wife said yesterday, she's like, I'm just going to walk out there with a plate because it doesn't look like anybody else is going
And
to
you
go
know
start
what? That's
eating.
a good move by her, and that's a smart move because everybody wants to eat. Everybody knows he cooked this food, so you could eat. But you know what? I mean, she knows since you made it. See, that's the thing, Billy. She can do it, so then gets everyone started because we're so polite and we're so nice, and the vibes are so good on a weekend like that everybody wants to be polite. Doesn't want to be the first one to go in there, grubbing in there. I'm like, no, it's okay, guys.
Get in there,
Just
get the
grab a
hands
plate.
dirty. Come on.
We're here for this reason. I made this food for this reason. I cut this big old watermelon up for this reason.
And I want to see you eat one before I
Eat
go
it.
and make that plate.
I mean, I didn't take out the big knife for no reason. All right, like let's go. Let's just go and eat. Let's go.
Corollary spin-off game ball to my nephew Ross for introducing me, and you guys are gonna laugh your asses off. And when it comes to the family cookouts and stuff, traditionally, I do my imbibing like the night before.
Sure.
And when we gather on Memorial Day, it's like, hey, you want a beer? It's like, I had plenty of those last night. I'll just take the.
You're ready to focus on the day. Yeah.
I'll take the soda.
I'm gonna start calm down.
My thing with as much as I love my high life and stuff, it's like if I'm not gonna have 5 or 6, why even have one?
That makes it tough.
One's not enough. Once too many, 10's not enough, right?
100%.
Yeah, you're not drinking it to be ceremonious, just to say I'm just gonna have one.
No,
Right? You're drinking it to enjoy.
A lot of times, people expect me, like at family gatherings, they would expect me to lead that charge. Like, no, I'm not going to go deep here. This is I did last night.
Yeah,
this
isn't the spot. I appreciate it. Yes,
maybe saving myself. Well, nephew Ross had in his cooler alongside the delicious. He had some Yinglings and some lights.
Okay.
He had some an athletic non-alcoholic, the Athletic Brewing Company, the light lime and salt,
the one with the big A on it.
Yeah.
Okay.
And I've never been a non-alcoholic beer guy because again, like, what's the point? I'd rather have a delicious diet Coke Zero or a Diet Mountain Dew.
Correct. Yes.
So I grabbed one of his lime and salts and I tried it, and it's spectacular.
Really?
Leads to an ovation.
So you enjoyed
really
the NA?
good.
You enjoyed the NA?
I enjoyed the NA. It's 40 calories. He's like, yeah, I bought these like kind of on a whim, and then I decided that I like it. And on a Monday, Tuesday, I have 2 of these when you feel like you need a beer, but you don't really want a beer. 40 calories. I'm like, this is
that'll play.
I get it, but
it's so funny because I
okay, go ahead, Joe.
During my, when I'm having when I am imbibing and when I'm having high lifes, every once in a while you need that spacer, and sometimes the spacer is the old. It's like a high noon peach or something. Like,
yep.
I'm getting beered out. It's the old Wisconsin thing. I'm getting too messed up. I'm switching to beer.
I'm switching to beer.
I need a little change up. I need a change of pace. At Summerfest, when we're drinking a lot, it's like, we used to get the wine cooler as a change of pace.
Yes, that's a good change up.
Palate cleanser, because you just can't drink the same thing over and over for 8 to 10, as much as I love my high life.
Mix in a
But now I could mix in one of these Athletic Brewing Company things. And I'm telling you, Billy, it was delicious. It was as good as like any, because I just came from a land where every beer I ordered was squeezing limes into it, right? And it's like, this was their lime and salt that Athletic Brewing Company. I never thought I was always like, non-alcoholic beer. What's the point?
I've walked by that stanchion at Pick and Save in that liquor department way too many times and said, no, thank you.
I'm telling you got to try it.
Okay, I'm going to then.
I was blown away. I was like, holy cow, this is good, man. I could see like having it in the fridge, and it especially now because it used to be, and my wife was always giving me a hard time because all my years of covering baseball, I could pound Diet Cokes all night. I would drink 10 a night.
Yeah.
And go to bed and pass out. And now I worry about the caffeine consumption because our sleep is a little bit
different.
When you're going to bed, 100%. It's still light out in the summer. You don't want to be banging that caffeine before bed. But I'm like, this for 40 calories was a delicious revelation.
Wow, what a summer revelation!
It was an eye-opening deal.
Dang,
now
I'm excited
if you're standing by the grill, and Billy, if you're when Carson, because it's the law, when Carson starts playing soccer or when he starts playing t-ball, have one of those on the sidelines, and you don't look like a lush, and you're going to be like, this is a good substitute. I was blown away. Eye-opening to me. What's the point? Why would I drink that? No, it's delicious.
Because I've looked at it and said, that's got to be the dumbest thing in the world. You have a whole company that's built off non-alcoholic beer. That's the one that different companies would throw in to be like, hey, by the way, we're inclusive. By the way, if you don't drink, you can still hang out here. We do have the option. They said, no, we're going all in. You want to be athletic, you can taste the beer, but don't have the effect. Because you don't want to kill those gains.
Yeah.
You can't be killing those gains. I had Coach K at Carroll University tell me, hey, every 2 beers, 3 days worth of recovery. How many of you guys having? 14? 14? Well, every time you're in the gym for the next 3 weeks, you're not doing anything. So now Athletic Company was like, excuse me, we're going to crowbar in here. I like that.
It's like they're a 10-year-old company, but the non-alcoholic beer industry, and I know kids today, we always joke they're not drinking as much as they did in our day, less drinking, but that was good, man. I was like, wow,
I'm sure it's a great product. Are you a little worried, though, about someone like seeing you or your audience, Drew? I mean, a lot of people look at you as
audience.
I'm saying the goal. A lot of people look at you as the gold standard of beer drinking. Like, are you a little worried that someone's going to look at you like Gordon Ramsay's out there microwaving food? Like, what's happening? Like, are you a little worried about that? No one's ever going to say but this magician actually can't juggle.
Not at all.
Okay, good. I want to make sure because I don't believe that.
Because High Life is the brand for me, but I like it all.
But
I just I've opened up another avenue. I see why people would drink this because it's delicious. The lime and salt. I didn't try it. They have like a Radler too. They have like a lemon flavor, but I didn't try that. I didn't try that. I tried the lime and salt, and it was really good. It was as good as a regular beer. Right. It's hard to tell that it was a non-alcoholic. If I handed that to you, you'd be like, oh, this is really good. And you're not catching a clip because it's NA, it's 0.05 or something. So it's got a tiny
just a little taste of it. Just a little taste.
But yeah, you could drink those like
because you don't want to.
And it's funny because what did I just say on my trip to Costa Rica? I realized I was drinking Imperial Light, which is a 3.2 concentration, which is why I was drinking 20 of these and not catching a clip. And thinking I was superhuman or that the humidity that I was sweating out all the effects. No, I was drinking very, very low.
See, Drew, that enlightened you, Drew, that you realized that the true pleasure you took was not necessarily the alcohol content. It was in the experience.
The ritual.
The ritual. So there you go. I like that.
Yes.
I just thought.
I'm just telling you, man.
And I don't really want to look at you like Peter Luger walking in eating.
Not for nothing. If I'm going to mix one of those in and be able to go longer with my beloved High Lifes, and if I mix one of those in and it's only 40 calories, especially like
you don't feel bad at all.
When I'm grilling on a Tuesday night, 2 hours before I'm going to hit the rack, I'm standing in front of the Blackstone.
That's a key thing.
I'm going to have one of those. Like, why not? You know,
it's going to be a great pair with my drift seltzer because then I can hammer the seltzer right away.
Yeah, while you're waiting for the
on
effect.
The Atletico. There you go. And then also when my 1-year-old starts walking around and grabbing anything off of the table and all of a sudden smiles at you holding on the Atletico, I won't feel nearly as bad.
You won't feel bad.
I won't feel nearly as bad as when he grabs the PBR can. I like that a lot. Yeah. I'm very excited about
try
this.
I will bring some in for crying out loud. I'm going to go buy some after the show, I think, just to have it in the fridge.
Because I
have it as an option.
I have been a soda guy, but I have big time cut that down over the last 7 to 10 years. I try to eliminate it as much as possible, but you just need a little flavor. You just need a little something. And I like the lime infusion into that. I'm a big fan of that one.
Big time. You're going to be blown away how good it is.
As there were dubs at the cookout that Drew was at yesterday, kick to the balls to the guests at my gathering yesterday.
We got to play better.
Not because there wasn't fun had by all. I guess I understood it after the situation when, the moms were talking and the food was all done. And, we just asked, my wife's parents, my parents come over. Nothing else happening. It's Memorial Day. No one else is doing anything. Come to know that there's a little scuttlebutt sitting there that everybody thought that we had some kind of big announcement. As we are sitting down after, they're like, so what do you guys want to tell us?
They're all waiting for
What do you mean?
What was there, like some TMZ internet rumor going on? There was some
well, the grandmas and nannies thought that there was going to be a third grandchild. We said, slow your roll here at the barbecue, ladies. I apologize to break the news to you. We have zero news to break. We just wanted to come and hang out with everybody. We just wanted to have some good camaraderie, watch the Miz strike out a dozen Cardinals, and enjoy a beautiful day. And they're like, well, I appreciate it. That's very, very nice of you. We thought we came here for some kind of big celebration.
The question is, how did the rumor start? Like, who was the first to like drop in that, sort of urban legend going on that there was like something going on? I mean, like, you know what I mean? That's the question. It's like the time everyone gathered at the Al McGuire Center when Chaco didn't get hired the first time. Remember that?
I remember that very well.
When that
yes.
didn't get hired, there was no announcement to be made, guys. Go home. That was pretty funny. It's like the time Laura thought that I was going to propose to her apparently 2 months before I did, and I didn't. We just took a walk.
No.
Yeah, we're Whitnell Park. We're taking a walk. She's like, I kind of thought that was – this is years later she told me. I thought that might be the time. But that's okay. It worked out, But
she said yes.
There was just anticipation there might be something happening that day. So they were anticipating it, Billy, but there's no indication of why the rumor started.
Well, there was indications.
Oh, there was.
My mom and her mom. Like the thought, and I think it was a lot of wish casting of the idea, like, all right, sweet, we got these two beautiful ones here. Why not add one more in here?
Thing, right?
Why not lose all of Billy's hair before the time he's 35? Like, let's come in here and let's try to throw even more velocity than 103.4 into this household and throw another one in there. I said, no, I apologize. That kitchen is closed. We are locking that. That kitchen is closed. All right. This is not a Wendy's. This is not a Denny's and drive-thru. We are locking this thing down here.
Balls got kicked.
I love it.
Right.
Yeah, there were. Yes.
Yes.
Yes. My balls been getting kicked significantly.
Well, you know what? I mean, that's the thing, though. Moms, dads, grandmas, grandpas. The one's not enough, two's not enough, three's not enough. It's always about you guys have
the highlight theory.
You guys have another one. So
have another one. Yeah. 877-794-1973, NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. Game ball to the long-suffering New York Knicks fan base.
Ovation.
30 years, they're in the finals. And game ball to us because we called it. The game one loss was so crippling for the Cavs. Yeah. Had they hung on to that lead and won game one, we're in a different universe right now.
Mm-hmm. I think it's tied 2-2.
But they gave that up, and we were like, that was series-altering, franchise-altering, the choke in game one, and I don't think he recovered from that. Narrator, they did not recover.
They did not recover.
Yeah. They got blown out.
I don't know a team that's won over 100 games over the last 2 years that feels so necessary to be dismantled other than the Cavs.
Yeah, and when James Harden said, I like this, I want to come back here, I think we stumbled on something like,
No, we didn't, buddy.
What did you think you
Why
guys
don't we take a walk?
And then, we found something here. What did you find? Losing by 40?
In the autopsy, in the aftermath of they're not looking at game one as much as they're just looking in the aggregate, and they're like, well, we had to expend all that energy against Detroit. Well, Detroit's a good team. They won 60 games, right?
Yeah,
that's kind of the number one seed.
Mm-hmm.
And like, we had to go to 7 to beat them, and that's why we got to take care of business early. No,
no, you're just not that good.
Close it out in the game one when you're up. 20
I think
8 minutes left.
I think their main point was that we weren't as bad as this 4-0, the last couple
and
showed.
That kind of gave me Brewers Dodgers vibes from last year.
I would agree with
Dodgers,
that.
The Knicks are as hot right now as the Dodgers were in that NLCS.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then the Dodgers came back to earth a little bit and had to battle and barely won the World Series.
Yeah, and I think Ken Rosenthal had a great talk of that after the Brewers Dodgers series or after game one. He was on the Foul Territory show and said a very similar thing. Like, well, can we expect the Brewers now to be much different in the playoffs? I don't know that last year was a massive damnation on who the Brewers were. I think it was just a statement as to how hot the Dodgers were and how everything was continually rolling and they could not be stopped. I have thought the Knicks have been in a different tier below the two teams out in OKC and San Antonio for the entire playoffs. But I don't know how I can just say that they don't have a chance.
Right.
They have played so well, so connected, and just beat the absolute brakes off these teams in these deciding games. They've lost 2 games in the playoffs each by a point. On the final possession, they're CJ McCollum away from sweeping their way to the finals. And I know a lot of people thought they were going to be one of the best teams in the East earlier in the year. In the preseason, might be even worse for the regular season in the NBA because it showcases, again, it doesn't tell you a whole heck of a lot about any of these teams.
That's totally true. I mean, I still think they'll lose in the finals, to one of these two teams, but it sure does give you pause to wonder, well, maybe the Knicks can do it. I wouldn't say the Knicks are incredibly deep, which is maybe one of their issues, but they are really built well. I mean,
Landry Shamit's on line one.
Shamit's doing his thing.
Non-guaranteed contract.
They're built well. I mean, from a standpoint, a lineup standpoint, to do some things. It's just a matter of them, being consistent, obviously. And do they have the just in the in the 7-game series would they be able to beat one of those teams? But I don't believe there'll be a walkover. That's for sure. The way some of those guys are playing, the way the Knicks home crowds can be. The Garden's been waiting for a finals for the first time since I think 99, right, guys? That strike short in the year against the Spurs. So I believe it was 99. Unless I'm all
99.
Yeah.
Yep.
So there you go. I mean, so anything can happen. I think it'll be a decent series. A lot of people didn't expect the Blue Jays to take the Dodgers to the brink, and the Blue Jays probably should have won. So that's your parallel there. And I think it'll be a fun finals. And well, we're not there yet. This Western Finals is still a tons of fun, and we're enjoying it. But it'll be a fun.
The only thing is, Armen, the folks that have said Saturday night's the NBA Finals, right? Like Saturday night's the championship game. Because I think this series with OKC and San Antonio is going 7. So that'd be Saturday night for game 7.
Okay.
I don't see how neither team is head and shoulders better than the Knicks right now, right? Like right now, I think they could very much. I don't know that I'm going to pick them, right? Even if it's San Antonio, I don't think I'd pick them, but it's going to be hard to turn away to. One final game ball before we take a quick timeout. Game ball to the Cleveland Cavaliers front office and ticket department. Fat Joe yesterday on the ESPN broadcast before the game, I don't know if you guys saw this, said that he had gotten courtside tickets for games 3 and 4, but was told, no, thank you. No, you're not allowed to be sitting front row. These are our courtside tickets.
That's amazing.
Just because you can buy the ticket doesn't mean you get to sit with Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce. This is our celebrity row. We're going to put you all the way in the 3rd row, Fat Joe. Sorry about it. Just because you got big cash doesn't mean you can go take over our town.
Yeah.
I love the big loser energy by the Cavs to say, nope. We might be getting 40 balled. The last thing we're doing is watching Spike Lee courtside dancing on our grave.
Yep.
You will do that in section 112. Way better by Cleveland.
There was a time where you teams just didn't or couldn't do that, where they would just prevent fans from getting those seats. But they're doing it now. The Cavs did it. You mentioned it was Spike in, I think in 94 against the Pacers. He went to Indiana. He got tickets courtside off some car dealer who then got eviscerated.
Yes.
In Indianapolis. So, yeah. I mean, hey, listen, good on the
Damn
Cavs.
near put out of business, wasn't he?
I don't know for sure, but I would assume so, Billy. Like, how do you not at that point? Like, who buys a car from that guy? What? Because the internet isn't, the internet now would change the factor of that, like how the information, how the word gets out, how that name becomes toxic. But hey, congrats to the Cavs front office for trying. Like, we're still gonna.
They had the only win of the series.
This is what we're gonna do. This is the one thing we can stand on, and we're gonna stand on it. That being said, I wonder how much money they lost, because I can't imagine being a Cleveland fan paying for those tickets. I mean, knowing you're just gonna be at the funeral, unless you wanted to see it and say goodbye to your team. Say, hey, thanks, James Harden, for all you've given us. I'm not really sure, but they went down fighting. Well, not really. They did not, actually.
Whoa, fellas. LeVar Ball is back.
Oh, my goodness. It's been so long.
Oh. LeVar Ball is back, and we got audio of him dunking on the Cleveland Cavaliers. That might have to be a game ball on the other side.
When we come back,
we're lost.
We're going to hear from the long-lost LeVar Ball. You're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Continuing the Tuesday that feels like a Monday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere in the iHeart app, streaming live, Facebook, YouTube, and X. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you. We've smashed together game balls and kicks to the balls and buying or selling. Haven't done any buy or sell propositions yet. Buying or selling, the Brewers should have Dollar Hot Dog Day more often.
Way more often. Buying that,
but
albeit sports service would say no.
Yeah, that's the thing. But from what I hear, we need texters, 877-794-1973, NicoletLaw.com talk and text line. Now, my understanding is that the Dollar Hot Dogs are available at certain stands and the lines are really long.
I believe that.
And you are capped on how many. You can't just walk away with a dozen. I think you're capped per person, kind of walking up like they do with beers.
I was going to say kind of like beers.
They ration it like beers. That's what that's my understanding.
They changed that up since 2003.
But I'm wondering
there was nobody
who went full Joey Chestnut yesterday, because I was not at the game. I was in Tosa hanging out at my nephew Ross's house and had a lovely afternoon. But I did not avail myself of Dollar Hot Dog Day. And I'm just wondering, what was the experience like, if anyone can tell us. Also want to hear from our 608ers. How was Bratfest over the weekend? That is a Madison event that kind of flies under the radar statewide.
Yeah, I was going to say, but
it's
Madison folks, to let me know how big of a kick to the balls it is that I've never been to Bratfest. I hear the name the term Bratfest. Think, how on earth did I not availed myself of that festivity? Like, that is, thank you. That is squarely right into in between the legs here, because that's not exactly at 150,000 people. Did I read?
Yeah.
Live bands. That's great time. So hopefully everybody was enjoying that. I wonder if anybody did the 9 beers and 9 hot dogs yesterday. Or
tough.
if you
That's
just
tough.
reserve that for
that is really
non-Memorial Day.
I've seen guys try one or the other and succeed to varying degrees, but to do both at once is very difficult, I would say, especially when Miz is pitching, because he's mowing him down so quick. Like, the pitch clock now makes it difficult. You really need time between innings. I feel like a lot of standing around, a lot of
I would kind of counter that though, because that is just more time for me to feel full. The quicker this game goes, you're polishing it off, and then all of a sudden by the 8th inning, you're like, whoa, I'm only an hour and 48 minutes in.
Well, I guess, yeah.
And now it's definitely clipped. You start extending that out longer, you're going to start feeling fuller, feeling drunker a lot earlier in the game.
Well, the beers part, yeah, that's for sure. That's true. But I guess it depends on who you are. If you can do it.
If you're about that life, or if you're just scared.
Well, some guys are distance runners, Billy. Some guys are sprinters. Some people can do it that way. So I think that would be the toughest thing to combine the two. Be pretty interesting.
Well, then it's not the
Well, I don't know.
What challenge is only half of it?
Well, I know. I'm
no
not
one's
saying
doing
it's
that.
I'm not saying it's a full Ironman, but it's like if you were just, okay, I'm going to do the marathon, not the Ironman. Like, that's not kind of how I look at it. Like, it's still an accomplishment, but it's not the entire accomplishment. It's not like the full.
Sure.
It's a no-hitter. It's not a perfect game. Does that make sense? Something like that.
Maybe. I don't know anybody that's going, I'm going to do the 9 beers and 9 innings, because it's the 9 hot dogs, 9 beers, 9 innings. I think it's all one big combo platter, but maybe you slice it up and dice it and it's a lot easier. Maybe that's how Kenny Atkinson enjoys games, or the analytic model for Kenny Atkinson would just say, you just go in there and enjoy it and we just win every game. I don't know if you guys saw this throughout the weekend. Kenny Atkinson invoked one of Armen Sarian's favorite stats in all of the world, the expected score. The expected score, to let everybody know, hey, according to the expected score, I think we're up 3-0. I think it's a 2-1 series, up 3-0. Well, analytically, you guys just got dog walked and bounced out in 4 games and swept right up out of the playoffs.
The first one I get, obviously you blow a lead like that, I'm sure you have a lot of extemporaneous stats that are going to help you. The last few, I'm not so sure, but it's a good way for him to let everyone know I did my job coaching.
Analytically, I did my job.
I did my job. I put my team in position to win. We got a lot of open shots. Whether or not my team makes them is not my problem, so bring me back next year. So I kind of like that. That's good stuff. That's good stuff. That's good effort right by him.
Good job.
You always got to commit to the bit, like LeVar. Like,
I was going to say, and he's fully committed to it, just to the point where also, how about a game ball for LeVar Ball resurfacing?
Yeah, for sure.
Because we have not had LeVar Ball in quite some time. And finally we do. Dancing on the grave of the Cleveland Cavaliers last night, LeVar Ball let everybody know that he called it.
Just finished watching the Knicks in Cleveland game. Man, nothing more satisfying. Man, they got my son Lonzo for this exact moment. Y'all didn't get him for the season. You got in for this right here. And look how you get blown out. Because you don't have no easy transitional buckets. That's what Lonzo do. Fast break points in defense. And what did y'all lose on? Fast break points in defense and no intensity because no good leadership. That's what Lonzo does. But y'all got to learn the hard way. Big Baller knows everything. Trust me when I tell you.
Trust me when I tell
Trust
you.
me when I tell you.
Big Baller knows everything.
Get them boys. Trust me.
Now let's say this. 1 for LeVar Ball. He kind of was right. LaMelo definitely better than the other two boys.
That part's true. Yeah.
Lonzo Ball, very effective player before his knee completely blew up. And maybe Lonzo does. Maybe that is what Lonzo do. All transition buckets in defense, and that's the only reason you lost. Not, Lonzo's 4 points a game is the reason why he got cut midseason, but one of those two.
Yeah, I think that might be.
That might have something to do with it.
I just think it's amazing how many people remember that he was on that team. Even I think that was more amazing than it. But hey, you know what, LeVar, I gotta appreciate him always marketing his boys, knowing how to do it. But
not always though. We haven't heard from LeVar Ball in years.
That's a good point. It's been a long time.
And now he just shows up like the guy in the suit at the funeral, just letting everybody know, hey, by the way, I'm enjoying this one. I'm enjoying this one.
What do you think of the rant though? Like, did he lose his fastball a bit from like his heyday, like his peak rant days?
Well, he is kind of out of practice.
Yeah,
that's it,
Drew. A little rusty.
Yeah.
Drew, you had him on the show once years back. I remember.
Yes, indeed.
Yeah. Ooh, did he go Christine Leahy on you?
We were live from
saying Yo Lane?
No, we were live from Drink Wisconsinably in the Deer District outside, and then he showed up with Kevon Looney. They were doing a thing for Running Rebels, raising some cash.
Ooh.
And so we had NBA champion. We had LeVar Ball and Kato Kalin on in the same, I think in the same segment, but basically in the same hour.
Yeah.
That was epic.
What a triumvirate. Kevon Looney is about soft-spoken, sweet individual as possible NBA champion, and then those two personalities.
LeVar and Kato, oh my God, it was insane.
That's a heck of a pairing.
I don't remember if it was on air or off air, but we were pinging LeVar and Kato off each other. They both were bouncing off the walls. It was crazy.
Just let them keep playing in the playpen over here. That is so good.
All right, Game Balls Kicks, hit us with them. And if you have a buy or sell proposition, you buying or selling that the enhanced games are not going to be a thing.
In terms of what?
Like, man, I really hope
they had them in Vegas over the enhanced games where there's no
I know,
drug testing.
Yeah, but what do you mean by not be a thing? Like not gonna go well?
Well, they didn't set any records that really anything. There was not a lot of juice to it. Like, why even bother if they're gonna we're letting the drug cheats in and their performances are not as good as.
Is it because you're finally fulfilling the Kevin Nealon bit from SNL from like 30 years ago, whenever that was with Phil Hartman? I get it. Like, it's interesting thought, but you also have to have the best athletes.
Sprinting, swimming, and weightlifting. Well, that's not going to move the needle much anyway. But they not only allow, but they encourage.
Yeah.
Right.
And performance-enhancing drugs.
Start doing this.
Dope tests.
Yeah, you got to do this with games that with sports that people are interested in.
This is it's the live tour of Olympic sports, basically, kind of.
But the tough thing is, and now I am probably in the minority here. I don't watch any of the Olympics in general. You start doing this with baseball, now we might be getting somewhere. If they're hitting baseballs out like it's using aluminum bats and this is a softball tournament, then I'll be a little bit potentially interested in it. But swimming is not going to get me drawn to a television set, regardless if it's a 250-pound tank like this cat was in there, who said that he was, quote, juiced to the gills.
I think you have to have the right athletes do it. I think our curiosity about that as a human species, as a public, would be, what if the best athletes were enhanced? Like, people would want to see Michael Phelps swim enhanced or something like that, or Usain Bolt run enhanced. But seeing some regular old schlub do it is not going to get anyone good. If I enhance myself, I'm not beating anybody's record, right? Like,
with that attitude,
everybody knows that. So I think that's part of the problem with that a little bit. Hey, it was a gimmick they tried, but it probably is swing and a miss, to your point, Drew. Yeah. And yeah, Billy, I know if you do the mainstream sports, what could, for instance, what could baseball players do if they were on steroids? Oh, wait. Well, we kind of did see
We kind of watched it. It was kind of awesome.
We kind of did see
the home run chase was kind of sweet, right? It was pretty good.
That we saw. So the heights of what humans can do always fire people
Barry
up.
Bonds was pretty fun to watch.
That was a good time. I enjoyed that one a lot.
But then you wonder, like, could Miz throw 110? Maybe not. Maybe I doubt. It's hard to imagine him doing much better than he is right now, touching 103 plus. So
42 athletes signed up, 38 elected to use drugs.
Why are you not then if you're
Yvonne Rojas, the weightlifting coach at the games, said, I call this the transparency games because let's face it, I've been involved in weightlifting for 45 years. Enhancement has always been part of the game. Now we're doing it openly and honestly in a controlled environment.
Now, the weightlifting is one that, again, sure, that's impressive. Yeah. I just, even, when I was on a powerlifting team, the last thing I wanted to do was watch other people weightlift, right? Because then it just makes me feel bad about not lifting. Yeah, I don't want to watch somebody go and run because then it's going to make me feel bad that I'm not going to run. Now, am I going to go and rectify that by going and running or working out? No. So I'm going to double it up and feel even worse about it. But there are some folks that they're throwing around some big weights in this that I've been watching. That's pretty impressive stuff.
If I could see the world's strongest men competition, like from back in the day on this, like when Magnus for Magnuson and those guys were going at it, throwing like boulders over walls, I could see that. To your point, though, Billy, weightlifting's not exactly a spectator sport. Like, no. It's quick. It happens fast.
Well, yeah,
you don't know exactly what
they were trying to like set records just to make,
to get some eyes. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah, no doubt about it.
The old clean and jerk.
You really want to enjoy like weightlifting. Really impressive stuff. Now, this is also a selfish plug because one of my old college roommates is attempting to make the 2028 Paralympic team on the weightlifting. You want to watch impressive weightlifting? Watch the Paralympics. That is impressive stuff. The enhanced games, like I think the AI videos are way better. Like the guy drinking the green juice and all of a sudden he becomes the Incredible Hulk. I think the AI of what they've done to the enhanced games, Drew, might even enhance this more.
If you're interested, that would be better. If you're interested in this conversation, you want to enhance your life.
You better believe it.
GameDayMensHealth.com is the website. Check them out, ladies and gentlemen. They can change your life. Guys, if you don't feel the energy you had in your 20s, it's a natural thing. They can help you. Sign up for a free, no obligation, no cost consult. Go get a blood test and see if they can help you at GameDayMensHealth.com. They got peptides. They got testosterone replacement therapy, ED therapy. Check them out at GameDayMensHealth.com. All right. We are rolling through. This would have been halftime because Dolph would have been in. He'll be back with us tomorrow after his hiking little
genius excursion
vacation. Yeah, taking a page from Dolph next year, maybe taking the Friday and Tuesday around Memorial Day to extend the vacation. But hey, I'm rested and refreshed, and we're rocking and rolling. It's the Tuesday that feels like a Monday edition of the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Continuing the huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin, Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you. Time for Who's Hot, Who's Not, brought to us by Donovan Jorgensen Heating and Cooling. I was at Stately Olson Manor the other day. I looked up, in the utility room, if you will, moving some laundry from the washer to the dryer. And I looked up and I saw the Donovan and Jorgensen sticker. I'm like, oh, they've been servicing. I've been getting service from Donovan, from the best in the business. Employee owned for 40 years.
Makes you smile. I saw a Donovan Jorgensen van rolling through the neighborhood earlier this weekend, and that's it's not surprising. The on and off that we're going to have here with the heat into the cooling, that there's going to be some servicing rolling through. Donovan Jorgensen, always hot, though. 40 plus years in business, just opening a new store as well, a new location. So now they got 4 of them, and they do HVAC better than anybody else. So go and check them out.
I was wondering if it was going to be an air conditioning day, but it's not humid. It's going to be 85, but not humid.
Yeah, it's going to be a windows open kind of day, ain't it?
Yeah, it's it's perfect. It's going to be a little glimpse, because pretty soon we're going to get that humidity that's just gets on top of you.
Yeah, when you walk out and it feels like you walked into the pool. Yeah, those are the tough days. So let's enjoy these while they last. We enjoy Jacob Misiorowski while he lasts, and whenever Miz Day is rolling. 7 innings, 2 hits, 1 run, took a no-hitter into the 6th inning. It's also his 5th start, I believe, with double-digit strikeouts on the year. 3rd in the month of May, where he went 31 1/3 innings pitched, gave up 1 lone run, just 11 hits, and I believe only 2 extra base hits, which might be one of the craziest numbers that you possibly have, just shy of Teddy Higuera's scoreless streak from the 1987 season.
Yeah,
heck of a run.
He's only a few innings away, and I think he can get it. Wow, is that good? I mean, just some nasty numbers, but yeah. Well, the streak, yeah, he was not going to get it now. Yeah. He was close to it, but he could have got it. Could he get it? It was the question I was saying. But unfortunately, close, cigar, but wow, what a fantastic run for him. Just the strikeout numbers have been crazy. And putting together 7 innings, that's something we, hadn't necessarily seen the length from him yet, almost 100 pitches. So that's something interesting to watch.
Also in the hot category, Minnetonka Murakami from the Chicago White Sox. He's got 18 bombs this year.
Killing it. Yeah.
18 bombs for the first baseman in his first year. He also has got a ridiculous run he has hit a home run in the first game of like 8 of the last 10 series. So the first game of the series, he is going to announce his presence and just let you know, hey, I'm Big Al and I hit dingers. I'm going to put a couple over the fence. I apologize for it. Just so you know, I'm here to play. He was phenomenal and has been a stud. Also in the hot category, the Carolina Hurricanes outshot Montreal last night, 38-13, win in overtime. They're now 5-0 in overtime and on the road in the postseason. That is a heck of a run for Carolina, who tasted a little bit of their own blood. They lost their only game of the playoffs in game 1, and now they lead that series 2-1 against the Montreal Canadiens.
Go
ahead, sorry.
I was going to say, Cavs not hot, as we mentioned.
Yeah, Cavs and Cubs not hot.
Not hot. No.
9 straight losses for the Cubs. If you took $100 at the start of this losing streak and then every single time on the money line won and rolled it over, you'd be up over $88,000 with where their numbers have sat over the last 9 games. And we love that. And we also like to see them 3.5 games back of the Milwaukee Brewers. And you can start saying that today because it's after Memorial Day. So unless you got an Armen in your life, which if you do, you are really, really fortunate.
Wow.
And extremely lucky to have somebody of that kind of excitement and exuberance in your life. However, Armen will tell you can't look at the standings yet. That's Flag Day. That's in 2 weeks. Generally, all baseball savants would tell you now you won't get made fun of for citing the standings.
At least, the general baseball community will finally allow it. They'll finally allow you to put your head up, and take a peek at the standings. But yeah, Flag Day is the one for me. But we are getting close to that. But some interesting things, if you were going to look at the standings, speaking of who's hot, who's not, some big markets, not hot at all. I mean, you look at the Red Sox. Obviously, we've talked about the Mets a lot. Detroit Tigers have struggled. The Angels stink again. But you mentioned the White Sox. They're above 500 still. The laughingstock of baseball the last few years, they're doing all right. So, hey, it's always going to be interesting to see what you see in the standings and how things will kind of change and fluctuate throughout the year. But some interesting notes when you look early on.
Another one in the hot category, he will get kind of passed over with all of the excitement and the Jalen Brunson love and Karl Anthony Towns zesty in the Game 4 closeout. OG Anunoby's been phenomenal. Mikal Bridges, Josh Hart. First-year head coach for the New York Knicks, Mike Brown, led the Kings to their first playoff appearance in 16 years to snap the longest playoff drought in history in 2023. Promptly fired a year and a half later. Has now led the Knicks to the NBA Finals for the first time in 27 years in his first year. Hey, maybe James Dolan was right. Maybe they made the right move. Mike Brown, everybody clowned that hire, and turns out to be the best one they could have made.
And Tortorella's about to do the same for the Vegas Knights. I mean, it's pretty
18-5 since Tort took over.
That's crazy. I was there, and the guys driving the Uber, they love him out there. Like, are we going to hit the playoffs? You're about to knock off the Avalanche and go to the Stanley Cup Finals. How about that?
That's pretty good. All right, 877-794-1973. Get you in. We're going to talk to Hunter Baumgardt. He'll join us at 7:30-ish. Talk about those red-hot Brewers. Back to being red-hot after losing 2 against the Dodgers. Red-hot when coming off a Miz.
Yeah, it's always hot when Miz is on the ball.
My God. He is something else. And tonight's Harrison's night.
Right. Could be
trying to win a series
even
against the
better.
Cardinals, and then they got a day game getaway. All right, you're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
I'm Doug Russell. We start at American Family Field. The Brewers began their matinee with a bang.
2-2. Fly ball left center. It's clipped. It is back. It is gone. Christian Yelich exits stage left. Fourth home run of the year. He goes the opposite way against Liberatore.
Jeff Levering on the call on Brewers TV. Then Jacob Misiorowski took over, taking a no-hitter into the sixth. The final score 5-1. The Brewers take game one over the Cardinals. As for Miz, 7 innings of work, scattering 2 hits, giving up 1 earned run and 12 strikeouts against just 1 walk. Same 2 teams again tonight. NBA playoffs, the Knicks are headed to the finals for the first time this century. They clobber the Cavaliers 130-93 to complete the 4-game sweep. Coming up tonight, pivotal game 5 between the Spurs and the Thunder. That series is tied up at 2 games apiece. And the Packers begin OTAs today in Green Bay. The final hour of the Huddle starts now. I'm Doug Russell on Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin.
Good morning, Wisconsin, and welcome to the Huddle.
I'm all for someone huddling if you have something to say.
It's time to wake up and talk about the teams you love.
Everybody wake up! Everybody wake
with the guys you love.
It's just about getting the group together. I need you, you need me today. Let's keep touching each other. Let's make sure we feel each other. Let's make sure we smell each other's breath.
Watch us on YouTube, Facebook, and X.
You need 15 or 20 huddles to correlate with a number of cameras. Take the cameras off the field, and there'll be no huddles.
Now gather around because it's time to huddle up.
West left slot, 323 wide stick on 1. Ready, Bill for blitz. If it looks like man coverage, I'll check. I'll go 200 hit. You got to cut and crack. Now cut and crack. Red right 18 Bob on 1. Ready, cut him and crack.
If you look at this play, what we're trying to get is a seal here and a seal here and try to run this play in the alley.
We know exactly what we got to do. All right? That's all we're going to board down to. Let's go out and kick some tape. All right? 1, 2, 3.
Keep doing what you're doing. Send our guys after and make the play.
Be right all the way outside. Wide, left, fake, 396 bag, B-hand, C puck. Is that long enough for you?
I want you to be proud of your profession. It's a great profession. Go out there and play this ball game like I know you can play it.
With Drew Olson,
Mythical, legendary figure.
Bill Schmid,
Oh, my God. This man's been out all night.
and Armen Sarian.
Zip, don't get scared now.
Sanchez, we ready?
Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin is on the air.
Locked and loaded on this Tuesday. It feels like a Monday edition of the Huddle. Fox Sports Radio Wisconsin, 920 Milwaukee, 1070 Madison, everywhere on that iHeart app, as well as streaming live Facebook, X, and YouTube. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you. NicoletLaw.com. Talking text lines open 877-794-1973 for your pleasure. Get us your input, buying and selling, and hot takes. And game balls and kicks from the weekend. And we also need a current electric superhero, but this is the easiest choice ever, right, Billy?
Yeah, the easiest choice ever. The superhero, granted, Jacob Misiorowski going to get named the superhero of the day a lot of different times. I was going to roll with the heroes, the men and women that gave the ultimate sacrifice and allowed us to make this a Tuesday that feels like a Monday.
Yes, indeed.
Honor the vets, honor those that have fallen. We have Veterans Day. We have a lot of different days. Yesterday is special to remember those that sadly never came home. I had a quick moment last night where my little guy decided that my singing was not good. However, he wanted me to do the Brewers lineup and then sing the national anthem.
All right.
Yeah, and it just caught me as he fell asleep, and I'm holding my 3-year-old. That sadly, that song is one of the final remembrances that a lot of people have of their son and daughter, right? And to pay the ultimate sacrifice and allow us to live in this country. It's not perfect, no doubt about it. However, it's ours, and we are allowed these lives and liberties and a day to enjoy the barbecue because of those that sadly can't make it. So yesterday honored those, and then luckily enough to be able to celebrate them today with our Current Electric superhero of the day. Current Electric, our superheroes walking amongst us. There are a lot of heroes, though, that sadly can't walk amongst us because they give us the opportunity to, get a home generator from Current Electric, or go to callcurrent.com and check out that outdoor lighting package. Because if you want to save $150, you got to do it in the month of May. That ends this week. Callcurrent.com. Their superheroes are always standing by.
Well said, Billy. A reminder of yesterday is why we get to enjoy the time we can. Also, it was someone to remember and kind of a kick in the balls to see Brewer great Charlie Moore passing away, a fan favorite.
Yes.
Of the 82 team. Obviously made the big throw in game 5 to kind of change momentum when he cut down Reggie Jackson in third. But overall, just a fan favorite of those teams. Charlie Moore, a guy that a lot of Brewers fans remember. A lot of great defensive plays. Stuck with the Brewers through a long time. Started as a catcher, moved to the outfield when they brought Ted Simmons aboard. So that was sad to see. Rest in peace, Charlie Moore. I was glad to see he was still able to be part of the documentary experience when they did Just a Bit Outside. Had some really good insights during that. Enjoyed that. So
very nice gentleman. He's in the Alabama Athletic Hall of Fame.
Mm-hmm.
And I had less contact, like I've gotten to know over the years, Jim Gantner and Gorman Thomas and, guys like that, Robin Yount.
Sure.
I had less contact with Charlie Moore, but every time I met with him, he's a delightful gentleman, just a delightful guy. And his teammates loved Charlie.
And that's it, Drew, right? Like it's the ways that teammates talk about you after, and there is not one individual that had anything even close to negative to say about Charlie Moore. That was a shocker. I was at the game on Sunday, and they held the moment of silence. I had not seen it online. I don't know when it had surfaced or whatever. It just popped, and there was an audible gasp from the 41,000 that had just found out about it, and it was a very, very nice round of applause. Even from the large amounts of Dodger faithful, they also were standing and giving an nod to Charlie Moore. That's a sad moment there.
I think you think of him as a role player, and he was, but he played a long time in the major leagues. He played parts of 14, 15 years, mostly with the Brewers. Had his final year with Toronto. And really interesting, he fought his way back to Toronto, to the big club his final year after being in single A for a while that year. So that was interesting to read. And he came up as a 20-year-old. So obviously a good player, role player.
Came up at 20 and then never went back.
That's wild.
That's a lot of guys would love to have a career like that. And a moment in time, a moment for history that Brewers fans always remember with that big throw. So
Charlie Moore turned down a scholarship to play football at Auburn in order to sign with the Brewers when he was drafted by the Brewers, because his father preferred that he played baseball.
Well, I think Dad made the right choice. I think Dad might have led him in the right direction there. That's an incredible sports life lift. Also, age of 20. I guess that kind of flies in the face of my theory that they were just never bringing up young players like that. It does feel like in the 70s and 80s they brought up a lot of really, really young players. And then now it feels like that cycle is coming back in baseball, isn't it?
Yes, it
is. Let's capitalize on these 22-year-olds, cheap labor, and their 22-year-old seasons where they might be as good as anybody else in the big league.
Well, you definitely don't think of it, but those guys that did come up that were usually really good, and Charlie Moore was obviously seen that way if he came up as a 20-year-old. I mean, we always think about Robin coming up at 18 years old. And the other day we were talking about Bob Feller, I think, coming up when he was that young.
Yeah,
but
like 18.
and obviously through history, different things were changing things. But yeah, now everyone's focused on service time, Billy, as you know, and things like that. But you're right. I mean, those are the ARB years or the pre-ARB years for guys. So it's like, oh, well, bring them up now, right? These guys can make an instant impact.
Game balls and kicks to the balls, buying and selling. Here's a game ball to the guy who came out with a list. Obviously not exhaustive, but a list of things that didn't exist the last time the Knicks were in the NBA Finals.
How are you and I looking at the exact same?
1999. How classic is this?
Pre-Y2K, man.
Things that didn't exist in the last time the Knicks played in the finals: the iPhone, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, X, Tesla, SpaceX, Bitcoin, Gmail, Amazon Prime, Google Maps, Netflix, Android, ChatGPT, WhatsApp, TikTok, Snapchat, Xbox,
that
Pinterest,
threw me for a loop.
LinkedIn, iPad, Uber, Airbnb, Reddit, Spotify, and Zoom.
Yeah, basically anything social media, or I would say like third stage internet. Like internet was there. We all had email accounts, but it wasn't like to the level it is now.
Was MapQuest really doing its thing in 99? Like I thought that one would have been almost better than Google Maps.
It would have been. Well, but it existed because we were printing them out. Like if you were going somewhere, you were printing out directions from MapQuest. I've done that. I did that so many times.
Oh yeah, I know what we were doing. I don't know that we were doing it 27 years ago.
Yeah,
I mean, I
thought
that was almost still in map territory.
To put this in true Armen terms, the last time the Knicks were in the NBA Finals, it was a couple weeks before American Pie hit movie theaters.
How about that? How about that, man?
Wow.
Pretty wild. And you know what? But you know what? I have to say this. And I saw a little, me, I love my NBA Cobwebs accounts and stuff. I saw a clip of Bob Costas narrating like Celebrity Row at the Garden the last time they were in. Ben Stiller was still there. He's still there. So talk about things that weren't there that are now. Ben Stiller was there then, and he's there now.
Too. And let's also give a game ball to Ben Stiller because he may or may not have dropped on the McAfee show that he was thinking about doing heavyweights too.
No, that's a big deal.
Man. Now, if there would be one of the Ben Stiller classic movies to remake,
that's great.
Tropic Thunder would be a great one. However, I don't know you can redo Tropic Thunder. I don't know Tropic Thunder 2 would be allowed to hit the theaters. Heavyweights 2 would definitely be non-PC in today's day and age, but would be so good.
I mean, it was an awesome movie though. The thing about Heavyweights is like that was one of his first roles.
Fat Camp?
Yeah, right. It was hilarious, man.
Given the
my favorite movies, man. Oh, I love that.
Given
movie.
the score and the time and our alarm clock, I checked out before the end. But then I saw the tape. I woke up this morning and saw the clip of Patrick Ewing and Walt Frazier handing the trophy to Jalen Brunson.
I love that.
If you're a New York fan, that gets you in the feels right there.
God.
It's like, passing of the torch after 30 years.
The fact that those guys were in every game, like the unks, all the dads, the uncles, like proud of their kids. You got to love that if you're a Knicks fan. You know, obviously, I saw Larry Johnson, Starks, Allen Houston. Man, Knicks fans love
They even
that.
had a number of them. They showed Breen was narrating it, like Latrell Sprewell and company were at Radio City. I think Bernard King, all those guys were all hanging out at Radio City because they kept showing that crew and them being able to celebrate. That was an awesome visual there. And also game ball to Mike Breen. Because he has been a Knicks fan, as he said last night in an interview with Monica McNutt, since he was 7 years old. Called Knick games for over half of his life, and they've been warm cheeks for the majority of that time.
Yeah.
And, last night, you could tell there were a couple of moments there where he gave a little fist pump under the table. But I thought he was pretty even keel. And this next 4 to 7 games that he ends up calling might be the toughest ones of his entire life. But will definitely be the ones that he remembers the most.
Total pro. Yeah, no question. Man, now the Knicks have it's the whole rest versus rest. They got to wait like more than a week. They got to, they got to practice and be ready. They came out rusty in game 1 against Detroit.
Against Cleveland. Yeah,
came out rusty against Cleveland after. Yeah, so we'll see.
The flip side is you get another week to bask.
And you also get, OKC and San Antonio just going at it.
Trading blows. Tonight is going to be an awesome game.
It's going to be fantastic. So I did not watch the end of the game, but also we could almost make.
If you watch the second quarter, you watch the end of the game. That thing was over at half.
We can almost make our Wake and Bake segment right now. We can declare that the Wake and Bake award today, or the notice, the tip of the cap, if you will, to our friends at happyplacehemp.com goes to James Harden.
Dude.
You just got swept.
You got me to say this.
You got beat in an elimination game by 37 on your home court, and then you come out and say, "Oh, well, we were the better team." Like I think we're a better team. They beat us.
They beat us 4-0.
Genuinely, I do feel like we're the better team. The Knicks won all 4 games by double digits, including the game when they came back historically down 20.
They won and covered, being down 22 with the final 8 minutes.
The average margin of victory in the series was 19 points.
Yeah, if you're better, you have a funny
way.
The
Knicks are on a historic heater right now, and somebody pointed out they might be on the best 11-game stretch in NBA history in terms of point differential. No one, regular season or playoffs, has ever done what the Knicks have done in this run, blowing people out. And James Harden thinks that the Cleveland's legitimately we're genuinely the better team.
It's adorable. I mean, I do wonder what the color of the sky is in his planet, because it is phenomenal. But we do have breaking news here, according to James Harden. This just in, being reported by me, he is going to pick up that $42 million player option.
Yeah,
I got a pretty good idea. He's picking up that $42 million player option that he has
ship
this year.
it somewhere as dead cap.
You think that's why he started with the whole? I think we got something cooking here.
We got something cooking here.
We found something. I'd love to be back,
and I can't wait to be back, because guys, you're paying me all of that $42 million.
A lot of honey buns.
A lot of lemon pepper.
Yeah, and he's playing like on honey buns a little bit too. I mean, the way he would get beat every time out the dribble. However, he did have some moments. What was it earlier? We had a text from somebody. I think it was Mike Witt that said, "Here it is on YouTube. Hey boys, when you least expected, playoff James Harden appears like he did last night." I don't know that I least expected it. That's my only thing.
Yeah, I genuinely expect it every time he plays in a playoff game, but rarely, to Mike's point, Game 7 Harden came out in Game 4. right? The 2 of 8 from the field and 5 turnovers, more turnovers than field goals. That is, I believe, the 7th time he's done that in this playoffs in particular. He's got over 40 games of that in his career.
Right. That was like only because he didn't get to a game 7. I think that's the only reason game 7 Harden didn't come out there. It was game 4, Billy. I agree. You just felt like he was looking at that thing saying, man, that check's going to cash. That check's going to cash. That check's going to cash.
Here's a little known stat for you. The Knicks, they advanced to the finals. They won their closeout games by 51, 30, and 37 points.
Pretty good.
And they're also the first NBA Cup champion team to make it to the finals.
All right.
It matters.
We need that. And we need the cup to gain relevancy and to gain importance in the sports community, because then our NBA Cup win will mean something in history. All right. In this,
just needed to be more of a precursor to real success. Listen, I don't know that the Thunder win the NBA championship if they don't take the L to the Bucks in the NBA Cup last year. They learned
the motivating factor.
Learn a big lesson there, a valuable lesson there.
Yeah, James Harden gets our award from happyplacehemp.com, our Wake and Bake award, for saying it with a straight face that we were the better team. We just got boat raced in this series, but we were the better team. Happyplacehemp.com, Robin, Chris, the Drift Seltzer. Oh, Billy, I still have a can of that in the fridge left over from the weekend. Drift Seltzer, Drift Gummies, all the gummies. Get anything you want. And the store at happyplacehemp.com. Use the code HUDDLE for 25% off and free shipping.
Yeah, I got to go after the show today because so not surprisingly so the Drift Seltzers ran out this weekend.
Yeah,
they got run through pretty quickly this weekend. Once that heat hits, it was wraps for those 20 milligram Drift Seltzers.
Got to restock, man. Got to restock. All right, game ball from Dobler.
Come on, Dob.
On the YouTube stream comment. Game ball of John Favreau.
Leads to an ovation
for bringing Star Wars back to movie theaters. Did a great job. I don't know much about it. Didn't see it. I'm not involved, but congrats to that community. Must have been a big deal. Reminds me, we got to talk to Matt at some point when all the dust settles from his latest edition. I know they just had a child, so a game ball to him. But yeah, all right. Game ball to Favreau. And I love John Favreau, obviously, from some of my favorite movies, from Swingers. He was in Rudy. Always done funny stuff with Vince Vaughn. So all right, good stuff. John Favreau.
I'm liking that.
That's a much better response than I got from my man Aaron Nagler last week when he had told me they went to the movie.
He's really into that.
He is a Star Wars guy. He was not super enthused with how the Star Wars remakes had gone. I hope everybody enjoys the Star Wars, though. Just like I hope everyone enjoys the soccer that's coming up here pretty soon, right?
Same deal.
Man, enjoy the heck out of it, because it is. I saw somebody is sitting in like a damn near IMAX version of a Marcus Theater where they had the screens on both sides and the middle. Holy cow. Ooh. You want to put yourself into a mind mess. That pretty wild. That trip, that would be one to have a Drift Seltzer before.
It's a really good reminder when you talk about those things. That we are not, we always think of ourselves. It's a human trait that our world revolves around us, and we're on our little echo chambers and main characters. But it's a good reminder that everyone else, there's a whole world out there outside of your bubble that are into different things. So if you think, you know what, I don't watch this, so nobody else does, go to Potawatomi Sportsbook during the World Cup. You'll see how many people are into it. You'll go on a Wednesday morning when there's a big Champions League game. Go to Star Wars. It's just a reminder that there's people out there that like different things than you do, and we're all different. So I like that experience every now and then.
Since we gave a shout out to our buddy Matt Miller,
come on,
he and his wife welcoming a blessed edition about a game ball to Jordan and Ronica Love.
Leads to an ovation.
And great work,
little daughter Raina.
And great work being able to keep it under wraps for a month, right? Enjoy the first month, because listen, there's not a whole lot of enjoyment, right? Like the first month is soaking in the time, holding the youngster, standing around waiting for her to either fall asleep or poop.
Yeah,
right.
Exactly.
So like now you get through that first month. Right. Now everyone's out of diapers at home, other than the little one, and then you can get to a point where like you can start showcasing and celebrating the 1 month old, right? Because otherwise, everyone's like, "That's cute. Can I hold it? Because I don't want to break it. I don't want to break. I don't want to gentle. You're worried about it. Now start getting a little bit more humanish, and now you can actually start showing off the fact that you got a cool little one.
Yeah, and baby girl. I don't know if people were waiting to see if it was going to be a boy or a girl. Obviously,
I think they announced it was a girl.
They did. Okay, so the athletic genes are going to be obviously incredible with those two. And Kelly Sheffield, like, let's get to work here. I mean, recruit early. Obviously, Ronica's a pro volleyball player. I would imagine this one's going to have some talent. All right. I would imagine this was going to have some talent. So, hey, might be a recruit for Kelly Sheffield in 18 years. We'll have to see. So
there you go.
Kicking the balls to your social media feeds that are coming up here, because they're about to be flooded with OTA play-by-play reports. Now, as much as I have a sick, twisted love affair with the NFL, this might be the worst part of the NFL offseason is in OTAs, not even once you get to camp, which it's still an exhaustive process that doesn't necessarily make a whole lot of sense or lend itself to a whole lot of understanding as to who's going to be good or not. The OTA practice reports are about to start. And they are going to be hot. They are going to be rolling through all 32 teams, and it starts today in Green Bay.
Billy, was this the time, maybe you'll remember too, Drew, was this when we were first introduced to the Match Nyman backpack pizza, or was that during camp?
That was during training camp.
Okay.
That was during training camp at the joint practices with the Denver Broncos.
Yeah. Okay, that's right. Because we first knew about that from
Diana Rossini of The Athletic. Formerly of The Athletic.
Formerly, yes. But that's made me think of it, and I guess, okay. It's going to be nice weather, though, for OTAs, man. Nice.
All right. One last game ball before we get to Hunter Baumgardt. Game ball to, I think it's like, I see 2 or 3 women in the tarps off section yesterday.
Why did that become controversial?
Kept the shirts on, but the tarps off phenomenon that is sweeping American Family Field of late. Interesting yesterday.
Man.
Section 429 or 439, way up top.
Way in that corner,
and that's
dude.
What, it's funny because we're going to the game tonight, and we're thinking where to sit. And now I'm thinking about it. I never would have thought about it before. Is there going to be a tarps offside? I can be honest though, this had to become controversial. I thought it was funny. I thought it was great. The next thing I know, people are fighting about it. Another culture war on the internet. Come on.
I saw
Reddit was not enjoying the tarps off section.
I saw it on Friday. I was like, you could tell, and then there was a chant. It almost felt like Squad 6 at the old Bucks games in the Bogut era.
That's what I said.
And then it was
we had the Buckethead Brigade.
I was the woman I was sitting next to was like, I can tolerate this for now. I'm not sick of it yet. It's better than the wave.
Dude, they were having some fun.
More than the wave because it's in its own section. And
I got news for you. Don't go to a game anywhere in Europe then. Basketball, soccer, because they freak out the whole game.
Absolutely.
All right. So that's just, we used to do the for Overbay. We had the Buckethead Brigade. We did have Squad 6 and Sector 7, if you remember Sector 7.
Sector 7. That was.
But I get it, Billy. For some people, it's about more than that.
Oh my gosh, there were some people. There's just too much fear. I can't bring my family. What
tarps off?
They're 15-year-old kids waving their shirts around. I think we'll all be okay. I think we will all be okay.
By the way, if you're that worried, like the Coca-Cola family section exists,
and it could not be in a more opposite end of the stadium.
If you don't want to hear people yelling at a ball game, don't go to a ball game anywhere else in the world.
Man, I'll tell you, Section 229 was captivated with it though on Friday night. I mean, for that entire inning and a half, I think there were definitely more eyes turned around looking up into that corner than there was on the game. That at that point was somewhat in hand. But other than that, everybody could not get enough of the fact that they even fired up a Bears Still Suck chant up there.
It's pretty wild. I heard that. Yeah, it's pretty wild.
Which is funny, but I almost didn't want that because now they're gonna have ammo.
It's
kind of a thing that we do.
Yeah.
I know you don't believe it, but people do it. People do it.
Now we do, I guess. Yeah.
All right. When we come back, Hunter Baumgart's going to join the party. We'll get his thoughts on the Miz, that outing, and the way things are shaping up for your Milwaukee Brewers. I'm going to even ask him for the Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin injury update, as we always do with Hunter Baumgardt. Our baseball guy is next. It's the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Huddled up on a Tuesday that feels like a Monday. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you from headquarters. You can get us at NicoletLaw.com. Talking text line 877-794-1973. Don't bother calling or texting right now because we are otherwise occupied with our pal, Hunter Baumgardt, our go-to guy for all things Brewers. Good morning, Hunter.
Good morning, guys. How are you?
We are spectacular. How did Memorial Day weekend treat you, knowing that you spent most of it at the ballpark?
Yeah, it was wonderful. Some great weather over the weekend. A couple of roof open days. Yesterday was probably the best of them. Just mid 80s and sunshine, and just a beautiful day and a 5-1 Brewers win in which you get to see Miz throw 7 innings of 1-run ball with 12 strikeouts. I mean, yesterday was about as good of a day at the ballpark as you can have.
It really is phenomenal that week in and week out you join us, Hunter, and we ask you the same question of how close to the ceiling is Jacob Misiorowski, and then each game it feels like he's hitting a new one. Just talking to the players inside the clubhouse, does it feel like they have grown bored of seeing and being in awe? Because it feels like every game there's another one that's like, yeah, it's kind of the best run that we've seen in a long time.
Right. I mean, yeah, you start with Pat Murphy, who's like, yeah, that was one of the best performances he's seen in a long time, saying it's really special, which it is. Obviously, it's different. It's special. It's impressive. Yelich used the word impressive with us yesterday. And he's like, he was asked, are you wowed by it? And he's like, I think it's just more just impressive that he can do that. And, throwing 103, it's going to be tough to hit. And then Andrew Vaughn's like, yeah, I mean, that's probably the best fastball in the game. And so, yeah, I mean, and when these players, sometimes we ask them like, what would you do? What would your approach be? And they're always like, try to hit the heater. I mean, try, but that's the whole thing. Like Pat Murphy always says, you can time up a jet plane, but when Jacob Misiorowski is putting it where he wants it to, and like he said yesterday, trusting that he can put it up in the zone and they're not going to be able to get to it. That's a tall task for those hitters. So the players are, it seems they, enjoy talking about it. It's a team that obviously enjoys having him on the team. A lot of them, obviously they feel like they have a really good chance to win when Jacob Misiorowski starts a game. So it's good to have him on your side, but it's leaving a lot of people kind of speechless. I mean, even Pat Murphy to start yesterday's press conference was just kind of trying to find the words for it because like we've talked about, it's something that we really have not seen before.
Yeah, and quite a luxury to have that guy, I would imagine, as well, Hunter. And, he gave us a little more length, 7 innings, close to 100 pitches. Is that a trend that might continue? And is that something they're going to say is like exciting, but see as maybe a risk because of the way he throws and all those type of things, maintaining his arm?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to be careful, but I also think he's worked on conditioning. He's built more muscle. He's more prepared this year to go longer than he was last year. I think we'll see an innings jump from last year to this year. And, the good news is the last couple of times out there hasn't been the cramping issue. He's felt good. So that's, we're trending in the right direction with that. And it's all about him learning his body. The coach is learning his body. It's a learning process. I mean, this guy still hasn't been in the majors for more than a year. He debuted in mid-June last year. We're approaching that, but we're still not to that. So it's a learning process for everybody. But I do think for sure, I mean, if he can be efficient, the thing about, racking up the strikeouts and he has 100 on the season now, that your pitch count is higher the more strikeout because you're going a little deeper into counts. Now, obviously, it felt like a lot of them yesterday were some 3-pitch strikeouts where it's just like, good morning, good afternoon, and good night. But otherwise, sometimes that can get you deeper into counts. The good news is those walks, that control is really being honed in right now. So the only 1 walk yesterday, that's going to make your pitch count lower. So hopefully that continues to be a trend. I do think he's going to go deeper, especially if he's like he was yesterday, just so dominant.
He's not even going to 3-ball counts very often, Hunter.
Right.
He's not even flirting with walking guys most of the time because and I always talk about, the legal adjust and stuff. Well, against Miz, there's no adjustment. You just got to hit the first one you can get that you can time up, right? You got to look fastball and swing at the first one that's straight. Because if he's dropping that slider first pitch, he ain't hitting it. If he throws it for a strike. So, yeah, what a weapon. And for the other teams in the division, like to face Miz and then go into a series and face Skeens, like to have these two guys at the top of rotations in your division. I was thinking about that. Like, how bad does that suck? Like the Cardinals are like, oh man. Then the Cubs are
The heck of a thing to be staring up at.
Cubs are playing the Pirates, and they lost the opener. They better do something in the first 2 games because Skeens is waiting in the last game, right? So it's like, oof, man, that it doesn't get any easier.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, when if you're like Cardinals looking at this series, it's like you got mid. It's like, okay, we lost that. We still have 2 more. It's kind of like the series finale for the Brewers against the Dodgers. The best pitcher they faced was Yamamoto, and he was, of course, on Sunday. And it's like, well, we'll try, but boy, that guy's really good. That's what the Brewers have in Miz, and it's even it seems another level. And then Kyle Harrison has been nearly just as good too. And then he goes tonight, and you have that 1-2 punch. Kind of reminiscent of some of the others you've had in the past. Maybe it's been Burns, Woodruff, maybe it's been Peralta and Woodruff, whatever it happens to be. You've had those 1-2, sometimes 1-2-3 punches in Burns, Woodruff, and Peralta. But yeah, that is what it reminds you of. I mean, this is yesterday when I'm thinking about it. I'm like, peak Corbin Burns, like Cy Young Burns was kind of like this, where just every time out you thought, man, this guy could throw a no-hitter deep into a game today. Like, that's what you think about with Misiorowski. I know Doug Russell tweeted this yesterday, but I got to think that Miz throws one at some point in his career. I mean, his stuff, the way it plays, and the way, like, it just yesterday, those first 5 innings is just unhittable. Then just a kind of a bloop there by Pages is able to get that no-hitter gone. But boy, I just got to think that at some point in his career that's going to be a prop bet.
Billy, that's the prop bet. What will Miz have first, a no-hitter or an immaculate inning?
Yeah, I was just going to say, I feel like
because that's more rare than a perfect game. The immaculate inning is pretty rare.
Yeah, and it feels like for him, the immaculate inning would be easier, especially in the first inning, right? Like,
it could happen at any time.
It could happen at any time, but like that level of intensity that he comes out with. Who was that? Dontavian Wicks that told us on Packers OT.
Yes,
I come out on it.
Yeah,
I come out on it. Miz comes out on it. He is all juice, and at that point, I could totally see.
For those who don't know, that's striking out the side on 9 pitches.
Yeah,
without a ball being put in play,
or a foul ball or anything.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Well, you can have a foul ball.
I was gonna say foul balls count.
Well, I guess you could, but you have to make it 9.
But it has to be 9 pitches.
Strikes,
9 pitches, 9 strikes, striking out the side. I could see Miz doing that any inning.
1,000%.
Totally agree, especially because we don't know how long. We don't know how long he'll throw in any given game. If he'll be able to stretch out to a full game, so I would think the immaculate inning is, even though it feels more unlikely, it feels more likely for him. Yeah.
Hunter offensively over the last week, they've had some guys really starting to pick it up. Who, in your eyes, and being able to watch last couple and seeing it after the Cubs series, has been the most impressive? Because William Contreras is hitting the cover off the ball. Maybe not for power, but he's got almost a 500 average over the last week.
Yeah, he's got a 9-game hitting streak now, which is really good. He's really consistent right now, obviously on top of what he does behind the plate. Andrew Vaughn basically picking up where he left off last year. It's like I was looking at the guy's hitting 333 this year, and I know he doesn't have, like, he has somewhere around maybe 50 at bats. He obviously missed a lot of time with the injury, and he's been back for about 20 days, just over 20 days. But the guy was 3 for 4 yesterday. And when I asked Pat Murphy about it after the game, he's like, yeah, he's just a hitter, man. He's like, he may not be the most physically gifted ball player, but man, mentally, that guy is a really good baseball player. He called him a great baseball player yesterday. And I think that's just it. I mean, the guy just goes out and he knows what he's doing. He knows what he wants to do. He's just been a different player with the Brewers, and whatever it was last year, you see it for a few months last year and you say, okay, well, what can happen next year? Will this carry into 2026? So far it has. And he's just, again, 3 for 4 yesterday. He just finds himself on base. He finds himself driving in runs, and that makes that lineup, even deeper when you have him or Bowers. I know Bowers had the day off yesterday, but when you get that guy in there, and obviously, Yelich hitting an opposite field home run, Yelich is good when that guy's doing those types of things. First opposite field home run since August 30th of last year, too. So it had been a while since we saw him go oppo taco, as the kids say. But I do think that I do think Andrew Vaughn has been just impressive. The fact that he carried it over to this year and that he's just going out and continuing to do his job, and man, the first base position is really producing offensively for the Brewers.
Yeah, and I think I'm glad you said the quiet part out loud. I think we were all kind of in the back of our mind, not all of us, but some were like, will this magic continue with Andrew Vaughn? And it has. And that's great to see for the Brewers because they could use the pop in his bat and they could use that offense. Hunter, this was a question I was excited to ask you a few days ago, but now I wonder if it's too loaded of a question. So apologizing if it is ahead of time, but most likely in the press box to go tarps off. Who do you think it is?
Oh.
Now, if you don't want to answer, that's fine because I know this whole thing is taking on a whole new controversy.
Spencer Williams, hands down.
But I think Spencer's the guy, right? I mean, or is he too big now?
I'm going dark horse of McCalvy. Like, I mean, because Adam's been grinding for a long time. I bet Adam ultimately has just a washboard, and he's like, you know what? I might as well just show it off here real quick.
I know
Yeah,
wants to.
He knows how to have a good time. Man, that's you've heard of flannel night. Now get ready for tarps off night. Man, that was a conversation. I mean, that is just tarps off has been a conversation over the weekend. It has made it to Milwaukee,
Or let's be honest, if he's in the press box that night, the best chances for my co-host on Badgers post game. Hollywood Lance Allen might rip that.
There you go.
I mean, like, he's got a little wrestler in him. Hollywood would bust that thing off, and it would be a time. Back to the Andrew Vaughn piece, Hunter, because he was such a reclamation project. Do you think, because I had the conversation, everyone's having it. I was at the game a couple of games over the weekend. Everyone wants to talk about who they're going to replace over on the left side of the infield. Is it going to be shortstop? Is it going to be third base? Is it going to be both? Or are they just going to ride with Luis Rengifo and David Hamilton and Joey Ortiz and see where it runs? Is that a possibility that they go outside the organization for one of those pieces? Or do you believe both of those would be internal candidates to try to get a promotion and role? Because I keep seeing the Royce Lewis name and people are like, that could be 2026 Andrew Vaughn, former number 1 overall pick, just got demoted by the Twins. Maybe we try to find something there. Do you believe that those are only internal improvements, or would that be something that maybe they would try to go and look for?
I would be surprised if it's an external improvement just because of what they have at the minor league level on the left side of the infield, and just trading away Caleb Durbin basically says, yeah, we think those guys are going to be ready sooner rather than later. So I would think, and you have Jeff Williams back in that Freddie Peralta deal. You give Cooper Pratt that extension. Like, I would be surprised if they went out and tried to fix it that way. However, if they're able to do a smaller trade like they were with Savali for Vaughn last year and get a Royce Lewis in, it wouldn't shock me. But I would be overall surprised if they went external. I do think that if they are going to improve it, they are going to make a call up, whether it's Cooper Pratt, whether it's Jet Williams, whoever it happens to be. Joey Ortiz has made it on base 7 straight games, so he's starting to get on base. He's starting to have a little better at bats, and obviously his defense is good, great, really. And then Rengifo with 3 hits yesterday. So and David Hamilton's up and down. I don't know at what point do you because if you continue to wait, these guys are probably going to go up and down. Obviously, look, I mean, if Joey Ortiz is on base 7 straight games and this propels him offensively, then I think that guy is probably, your shortstop for the foreseeable future. Then if he gets hot, they're not going to take him out. So I just think it's interesting because these guys continue to go up and down, and overall, yes, they have not gotten the production on the left side of the infield that you want offensively. However, they're also not they're not at a point, it seems, where they want to make a move right now. And considering what they have over there, and Rengifo's been better over the last month, and Ortiz has gotten a little better over the last week or so. And look, their little better is just getting on base, or so that it's the timing is going to be interesting. I think the solve for it is internal. It's who comes up. Does Jet Williams maybe fit this team a little more, but Cooper Pratt has the big contract? How do you balance that? Who comes up first? I think it's going to be fascinating. Kind of just watch that the rest of the year, because I would be surprised if neither came up the rest of the year. Someone's coming up at some point. It's just going to be a matter of who they want to choose.
Okay, that's perfect segue on the way out here, Hunter. The Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin injury update. You got anything on Woodruff Priester? Position player group seems pretty healthy. But what about the Woodruff, Priester, and the rest of the guys on the comeback trail?
Yeah, Woody was throwing a little bit in the bullpen yesterday, so we'll get a report on that today to see how that went, how the recovery is going, what the next steps are for him. We're getting to late May now. We've heard late May, early June for him, so we're getting closer. And he might face live hitters again. I'm not sure, but the plan was to do a bullpen and kind of see what happened after that. Priester is going to pitch again in Nashville, probably within the next couple of days. I don't know exactly what day he's scheduled to pitch, but he's going to go again. I mean, when Pat Murphy was asked about it on Friday, he's like, he's just going to keep pitching. He's like, he just has to get the feel back and I know the results don't look good. And, some people, I've seen on social media, like, hey, get him the surgery, just kind of maybe a lost year, but I don't know. It sounds like they want to at least try here and see if he can get that feel back and then go from there. So that's those two guys. Rob Z continues down in Nashville. Akil Baddoo, the outfielder, was reinstated from the 60-day IL. He's now in Nashville. Could that be an option possibly in the outfield at some point? Pat Murphy said he thinks he would fit well here at the major league level. So I would think they're going to give him some at-bats in AAA, and then maybe he could be an option coming up from the minor leagues in the outfield wise. So those are the updates. Jared Koenig, they're kind of determining his next steps. They were going to have a discussion about that. I think maybe Sunday, maybe they had that discussion. So we should get an update on him. So hopefully they're all working their way back. I would think that Woodruff is not too far off from a return.
That's pretty good to hear. Orthopedic Associates of Wisconsin. There is a difference. Visit orthowisconsin.com to learn about worldwide care right here in our area. Hunter, great job as always. You will have a pregame show this evening before Game 2 of Brewers and Redbirds. Hunter's appearance is brought to us by Import Minded.
Yes, exactly. 5:30 this evening, Fox Sports 920 in Milwaukee, and Shane Drowan. Interview with Shane Drowan gonna be on the show tonight. Bullpen arm was roommates with Kyle Harrison when they were in AAA for the Boston Red Sox. So we'll talk a little bit about Kyle Harrison. And by the way, also on the injury report, Logan Henderson, they are monitoring his back tightness. TBA still if he's going to start for tomorrow. We should get an update on that today, but Pat Murphy's tone didn't sound great when saying it's back tightness that Henderson's dealt with before, but they're just monitoring it closely and there's reason for concern was what we
Time for the crow call.
All right.
Time for the crow call. Come on, Coleman. Let's roll.
We got Dave Bush Jr. So we're
Interesting. All right, Hunter, thanks a lot.
Thanks, guys.
Hunter Baumgardt. Time to close up shop.
I want to Akil Baddoo back just so I can, whenever he hits a home run, you can say, I bit it, Baddoo. That's going to be a phenomenal name to be able to rip out.
Hey, that's good.
We're in the Huddle, Fox Sports Radio, Wisconsin. Drew, Billy, and Armen bringing it to you on this Tuesday. It feels like a Monday. Brewers Cardinals tonight. We will be talking about that tomorrow. We'll also be talking about OKC, San Antonio, knockdown, drag out. Who's going to win tonight? You almost got to tune in. I don't have a vibe.
That's 1,000% Drew. This is going to be one of the best games that we've gotten. And great. We got the all-time classic in game one. It's felt like the last three have kind of just plotted through to get to a 2-2 score. Also, OKC, without AJ Mitchell, who was probably their best player in round number 2, also going to be without Jalen Williams. And the injuries are starting to stack up for OKC.
The good one.
Might almost be like they need a 2-time MVP, a back-to-back MVP to be an all-time great player.
That would help.
Will Shea be an all-time great and get them past this round? That's going to be the great question.
And Chet has not been amazing either, Billy, in my opinion. He's been okay, right?
Well, he's also going up against an alien.
Right, so he's got a tough matchup. I'm just saying he hasn't been like...
But he's also not the 2-time MVP.
Agree.
Right, like there's a different level here.
Yes.
One final game ball that I can't believe I forgot here. Game ball to the Milwaukee Panthers.
Yes.
With a walk-off dong to beat Wright State and move on to the NCAA tournament. And congratulations. You get number 4 Auburn in Auburn, Alabama. But hey, anything can happen. All we need is a chip and a chair. That homer was sick, Drew.
In the dance. Field of 64. Love it. And for some reason, they don't feel the need to have a play-in or anything like that in baseball. Just go with 64.
Get in there, play 64, and let's let it ride.
Fantastic. All right, so tomorrow on the program, we'll be talking Brewers Cardinals. We'll be talking San Antonio, Oklahoma City, and Packers OTAs. Availability tomorrow, if I'm not
take hump day.
Better believe it. And my Vegas Golden Knights going to the final.
Take hump day as well. We'll see you at 5 a.m. tomorrow.
Peace.